USMC. Starring Jim Neighbors as Gomer Pyle. Also starring Frank Sutton as Sergeant Carter.
Want to see a menu?
No, ma'am. I know just what I want. Chocolate soda. Make that two. And that's with chocolate syrup and chocolate ice cream.
Right.
You know, I've been meaning to come to this place for the longest kind of time. I hear they got real good sodas.
Look quick. What's the matter? Yeah, it's Bunny, Sergeant Carter's girl.
And she's not with Sergeant Carter.
Yeah, how about that?
Shh.
Gee, I've really got to think it over. I'm just not sure.
Well, you can imagine I'd like to know as soon as possible.
Well, it's such an important decision. I mean, it's not the kind of thing a girl does too often.
I'll tell you what. Take a day to think it over. I'll meet you tomorrow night, same time, same place, okay?
Okay.
Shh. Did you hear that, Duke? Did you hear it?
Yeah, looks like the sergeant's in for a little competition.
Poor Sergeant Carter. I wonder if he knows.
All right, you people, listen up and listen good. Corporal Boyle is going to take you physical wrecks for your daily dozen. And I don't want no dropouts. Is that clear? No dropouts. For once in your chubby little knock-kneed lives, you're going to do them exercises and do them right, or I'm going to know the reason why. Hey! What's the matter with you, Pyle? You got something to say?
Yes, I do, Sergeant. And it's this. There's just as good a fish in the sea as ever come out of.
Huh? Or how? All right, Pyle, what is it now?
There are all kinds of fellers in this world, Sergeant, but a good man is hard to find. You think about that for a while. It ought to make you feel real good.
Wait a minute. All right, now what's with you, Pyle? You've been looking at me all day.
How?
Yeah, like I got one foot in the grave or something.
Oh, no, Sergeant, it's not nearly that bad.
Look, Pyle, you got something to say it.
Okay, I will. Women are like buses. If one goes past, there'll be another along in a little while.
Pyle! Get in here on the double. All right now, Pyle. I want to know what this is all about, and right now.
Well,
come on, this stupid nonsense has been going on long enough. Now let's hear it.
Well, I sure wished you wouldn't ask me, Sergeant.
I am asking you, Pyle. Let's have it.
Well, all right. But just remember one thing. The game's not over till the last man's out. And that other fella could be out, and you'd be back in just like that.
What other fella? What are you talking about?
I think I've said too much already.
No, you haven't. Now, you start at the beginning and fast.
Well, Sergeant,
you talk.
Well, it was last night at Tony's.
You mean that joint over on 4th Street?
That's the place. They got the best chocolate sodas in town there. A whole lot better than the Bluebird Cafe. I think it's 'cause they use twice as much syrup. Well, I'll see you, Sergeant.
Pyle, what happened at Tony's?
Well, right after Duke and me sat down and ordered, I happened to look up and... And I saw Miss Bunny and this other feller sitting over in a corner all by themselves.
Bunny? With what fella?
It's a real nice-looking feller. Kind of blonde hair, wavy, and had a real nice smile, lots of teeth. Well, I'll see you, Sergeant.
Hold it. Lots of teeth and what? And what?
Well, Like I was saying, there they was sitting all scrunched up next to each other, talking real serious like.
Yeah? About what? You happen to hear?
I did hear 'em plan to meet again tonight, same place, same time, and she said she'd give 'em her answer then.
An answer, huh?
I sure am sorry, Sergeant, that I had to be the one to tell you this.
Forget it.
You mean you're not upset?
Not at all.
Well, how come?
How come? Because Bunny and me don't have any secrets from each other. None whatsoever, in any shape, size, or form. You got that?
Right, Sergeant, if you say so.
All right, you get back to your duties and keep your nose where it belongs.
Right. And, Sergeant, I sure am sorry I was the one that had to tell you Miss Bunny was stepping out on you.
Out! 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 Out!
What do you make of it, Vince? You really think Pyle saw Bunny out with this guy?
Who cares? Either way, I'm not about to lose any sleep over it.
I gotta say, you don't seem very concerned about it.
Well, you know Pyle and that imagination of his, no telling what he saw.
Hey, isn't this where Pyle...
Yeah.
Well, what are we doing here?
Well, Pyle said they were coming back here again tonight, and I just want to give him the benefit of the doubt, that's all. You know, so I got all the facts when I settle his hash for good.
Well, shall we?
No, over here. Around this way. We don't want to sit down in order. It'd be a lot quicker this way.
What do you see, Vince?
Just like I thought. Looks like we wasted a lot of time.
No Romeo and Juliet, huh?
Didn't I tell you? I never believed it right from the beginning.
So I see.
Hey, that Pyle. You know what he is? A big-mouthed old lady. Gomer the gossip. I'll tell you something else. When I get my hands on him...
Vince, come here.
Huh?
Look over there in the corner.
It's true.
Sure looks that way, doesn't it?
It's true, just like Pa said. Wavy hair, big smile, lots of teeth.
Looks like he's giving us something.
So? So he gave her a present. Big deal. Come on, let's get out of here.
Vince, don't you think you ought to go in there and find out what it's about?
What for?
Well, maybe there's a good explanation.
You mean walk in and just stand there? While Bunny says, "I'm sorry, Vince. I've been so busy I didn't have time to write you a Dear John letter." That would make a nice scene. I'd have so much egg on my face I wouldn't eat breakfast for a week.
Okay, so don't go in. Play it your own way.
Yeah, that's just what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play it my own way. What Bunny don't know is that two can play at this game. Okay, that's it. I'll see you guys after chow 1300. Here's.
Hey, Sarge, telephone.
Yeah, who is it?
I'll give you 3 guesses.
Oh, it is it? Well, what do you know about that? And I know just what she wants. Hello? Oh, hi, Bunny. How are you?
Listen, Vince, I'm sorry I had to break our date last night, but...
Oh, that's all right, Bunny. No problem. What did you have to do, anyway?
Oh, you know, same old thing. My boss wanted me to stay in, work overtime again.
Had to work, huh? Oh, well, I guess you got no complaints. I mean, from what you tell me, he's a real jewel of a guy. You know, with all them little fringe benefits, huh?
I knew you'd understand, Vince. But listen, I can make it tonight for sure, if you're free.
Oh, what a shame. Wouldn't you know, I gotta work tonight.
Oh, that is a shame.
Yeah?
Well, I haven't seen you in a little while, and we got things to talk about, and...
Yeah. Well, maybe another night, huh? Sure thing, Bunny. We'll be talking. Sure. Real soon. Bye. Sure we will.
What's this about having to work tonight?
Yeah. I got a real big job lined up. A real big job. By the name of Shirley Sokolic.
Hey, you really are playing the game, aren't you?
You bet you're sweet. Hey, is that you, Shirley? Vince Carter. Yeah. Hiya, babe. How are things in the bakery? I'll bet you're just rolling in dough, right? Can you talk? Good. I just want to know if you still remember our little date for tonight. Oh, good. Huh? Yeah, well, you're real cute, too. I'll say. Right down to the dimples. Okay, doll. Just leave everything to old Vince. Kiss, kiss.
I don't get it.
What? What don't you get?
If Bunny calls to tell you that she's free, what are you making another date for?
Do you know what Bunny called for? Do you have any idea why she wants this date tonight? It's kiss-off time. She wants to tell me how sorry she is, but... Well, I'm not letting her have the satisfaction. No, sir.
You sure, huh?
Yeah, I'm sure. And you know what else I'm sure of? There are a lot of good fish in the sea. And a good man is hard to find. And something else. Revenge is sweet. And with a little help from Pyle, it's gonna be sweeter and sweeter. Hey, Pyle. Wait a minute, wait up. Hey, Pyle, could you do me a favor?
Well, sure, Sergeant. Be glad to.
You got anything on tonight?
No, I was just going into town and returning some library books.
Good. I'll tell you why, Pyle. I just got a call from Bunny.
You got a call? You got a call? Well, hallelujah.
Anyway, she's free tonight.
I just knew it, Sergeant. I just knew it. It was a matter of time, Sergeant. Just a matter of time.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled, Sergeant. I am thrilled.
Yeah, well, so am I, but the only trouble is I've got a problem. Bunny's free tonight, but I'm not. I gotta stay and work.
Oh, that's a shame, Sergeant.
Yeah, it just breaks my heart to think of Bunny sitting at home alone all night.
I don't know what you mean.
Which is where you come in, Pyle. That is, if you're willing to lend me a helping hand.
Oh, anything, Sergeant, anything at all. You just name it.
Good. I knew I could depend on you. Now, here's $10. I want you to take Bunny out tonight and show her the time she deserves, okay?
Well, it'd be an honor, Sergeant. It'd be an honor looking after Miss Bunny for a person as unselfish as you are.
Thanks, Pyle. And don't spare the horses. Treat her like a queen. Hey, what's today, Wednesday? That means broiled lamb chops. Perfect.
Beg your pardon?
The blue plate special at the Bluebird Cafe. It's broiled lamb chops, and Bunny's just crazy about them. Especially the way the Bluebird fixes them up in them cute little pants.
That's right, they do. Blue for men and pink for the ladies.
Oh, by the way, I'm so far behind schedule, you better call Bunny and set it up yourself. Say around 8 o'clock. That way she'll have plenty of time to get ready.
Well, sure, Sergeant. I'd be glad to.
Thanks, Pyle. You're a real buddy, you know that?
Don't you worry, Sergeant. I'll take real good care of Miss Bunny for you. You can count on me.
Yeah. Well, so long, Pyle, and have a good time, huh? Don't forget, broiled lamb chops at the Bluebird.
And, Sergeant?
Yeah?
You can bet we'll both be thinking about you tonight, 'cause it ain't easy to forget somebody that's 9 feet tall like you are.
Yeah.
I still say this wasn't necessary, Gomer. I had sewing to do and a lot of ironing and...
I know, Miss Bunny, but Sergeant Carter just didn't think it was fair for you to have to stay home alone just 'cause he was busy.
Aw, that's Vince for you, the big teddy bear.
I sure am glad you feel that way. Oh, this for you.
Gosh, Vince, it's really been a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, too long. What I want to know is if you're still as ticklish as you used to be.
Don't even talk about it.
You mean like this?
You are so terrible. Now, just...
You should know, baby, now. You should know.
Hey, Sergeant.
What do you want, Pyle?
Sergeant, you remember you said you had to work tonight?
That's right, so?
So, I took Miss Bunny to the Bluebird Cafe like you suggested. The only trouble was that we saw you there. Miss Bunny and I saw you there with a lady friend.
Okay, Pyle, okay, I'll level with you. If anybody's entitled to the facts, you are.
Huh?
Pyle, you saw me there with another dame tonight, all right? On purpose. You want to know why?
Yes, sir, if you want to tell me.
Because you were right about Bunny and that wavy-haired, pearly-toothed friend of hers. I saw them meeting last night at Tony's, just like you said they'd be. And you want to know what else I saw? I saw him giving her some kind of jewel box, the kind that rings come in.
And she took it?
You bet your sweet life she took it. And I wasn't just seeing things either. You can check with Boyle. He was with me.
Well, why in the world would she do a thing like that?
I don't know. But I'll tell you this much. I ain't about to be nobody's patsy.
I just don't understand it, Sergeant. I just don't understand it.
Believe me, Pyle, I had to do it to show her she ain't the only mackerel in the sea. You understand, don't you?
Yes, sir. It's just that I feel so bad for both of you.
Yeah, well, that's life, I guess. You think you got no secrets to somebody and whammo. Well, I'll tell you something. No one dame's gonna make me walk the gangplank. What do they say? C'est la vie? It means don't bother holding your breath, just live it up. And that's what I'm gonna do from here on in, just live it up. Let's face it, Pyle, the bushes are full of bunnies.
Well, I guess I better go, Sergeant. And good luck to you with your c'est la vie. I sure am sorry we saw that picture show, Duke. It reminded me so much of Sergeant Carter and Miss Bunny, especially the part where that trapper got that Dear John letter right out of the blue.
Come on, Gomer, will you knock it off about the sergeant? You want to spoil my appetite?
For shame, Duke. You know you don't mean that.
You're right. Right now, nothing could spoil my appetite.
Duke, it's just like it was last time. Did you see that, Duke? Did you see that?
Yeah, so? Hey, where you going?
I've got to find Sergeant Carter, and I haven't got a minute to lose. I know he's around here somewheres. I think I know where. Well, there's for the water I drank.
I'll tell you something else. I've been in too many tight spots to let one dame wrap me up. You gotta play it so that they never get the feeling they own you. Because once they think they own you, you're dead. Right, Johnny?
You want another beer?
You look like a guy with some understanding. What do you think? Are they trouble or are they trouble?
Sergeant? Sergeant Carter.
Huh?
Wait till you hear. Just wait till you hear.
Huh? Wait till I hear what?
I just saw Miss Bunny.
So you saw Bunny. Big deal. What do you want, a medal?
But you don't understand, Sergeant. She was with that other feller.
Oh, swell. That's just swell, Pyle. It's not enough that the wound is still open. You gotta come around and rub salt in it.
But that's not the best part, Sergeant. The ring you saw, well, Miss Bunny was giving it back to him.
Huh?
It's true. Duke and me went into Tony's a while ago, and there was Miss Bunny giving it back to him.
Really? Oh, well, that's nice.
And she was as sad as could be, Sergeant, just as sad as could be.
How about that?
I just knew it'd work out. I just knew it.
Yeah, well, it figured, didn't it?
Well, Sergeant, are you just gonna sit there?
Why not? If Bunny wants to call me, she knows my number to duty at. If she wants back in, let her come to me.
No, Sergeant, no.
Ah, come on, Pyle. You gotta admit she's got a lot of explaining to do. A lot of explaining.
That's not the way, Sergeant. That's not the way at all. The human thing to do would be to make up with Miss Bunny right now while she's feeling low.
Really? Well, I felt pretty low myself once upon a time, remember? Oh, you should have seen me.
But, Sergeant, you could show what a big person you are if you'd go to Miss Bunny right now while she probably needs you. You know what they say, to err is human, and I just know that you're the kind that'll forgive.
Yeah, maybe you got a point. Now that she's learned her lesson, no use turning the knife. There's one thing about me, I'm no sadist. So long, Charlie. It looks like the worm has turned. You see? It all works out in the wash, don't it? About dames, I mean. You just can't figure them, right?
I just know she's home, Sergeant. One look at her face and you could tell she was gonna rush right home.
Okay, Pyle. You set it up, but I'll stay out of sight until just the right moment. You know, really give her a kick, huh?
Right, Sergeant. She's home, all right.
Gomer.
Hey, Miss Bunny.
Gomer, what are you doing here?
I've got good news for you, Miss Bunny. I just saw Sergeant Carter, and guess what? He's willing to forgive and forget.
He's willing to forgive and forget. Is that what you said?
That's right. You see, I saw what happened at Tony's tonight, and when I told Sergeant Carter that you'd busted up with that fella you sweet on...
What fella?
See, there's just like I told Sergeant Carter. He's plumb out of your mind already, hardly more than an hour after you give his ring back to him.
Ring? You mean you...
Sergeant Carter knew all about it. He saw you accepting it through the window of the restaurant the other night. That's the reason he went out with that Miss Shirley. But that's all over now.
Oh, so that's it, huh? And you say your dear, sweet, understanding sergeant is ready to forgive and forget. Well, that's just peachy. But you can go back and tell him I'm not the slightest bit interested, not the slightest bit.
Ma'am?
Gomer, do you know who that man was you two have been seeing me with? Do you? That was Herman Hadler of Hadler Jewelers. He was nice enough to meet me at night because I couldn't get off from work. And do you know why? Because I wanted to get Vince something nice for his birthday instead of the usual aftershave cologne. Something real nice, like a $75 star sapphire ring. Oh, but Lord, I couldn't give it back to Mr. Hadler fast enough after what your sweet sergeant did to me. So you can just tell him for me I don't want to see him today, tomorrow, or forever. Now, goodbye.
Pyle, did anybody ever tell you you got a big mouth? Are you sure, Pyle? You sure Bunny said you'd be here?
On your birthday, Sergeant? Why, Miss Bunny wouldn't miss that for the world.
Well, yeah, I know, but considering what happened, you know, the way she hit the ceiling.
Believe me, Sergeant, you don't have a thing to worry about. When I took the liberty to call Miss Bunny and invite her down here, I told her the whole story. I told her how everything was my fault from the beginning, every single thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd say that's only fair now that you mention it.
So mark my words, Sergeant, Miss Bunny will be here. Golly, just look for yourself, Sergeant, just look for yourself.
Ah, you made it, baby. Honest to gosh, made it.
Well, you knew I couldn't stay away. Not after Gomer called and explained, right, Gomer?
Yes, ma'am. Well, aren't you going to sit down or nothing?
Yeah, why don't we all sit down, huh?
Happy birthday, Vince.
Oh, Bunny, you shouldn't have. Considering the jerk I made out of myself.
So I should have my head examined. Go on, take it.
Well, give me a little hint first, huh?
No.
Oh, come on, just one. Like, is it bigger or smaller than my pinky?
Happy birthday, Vince.
I got you something too, Sergeant.
Oh. Shaving cologne?
Tangle. I got the very same thing. If I'd known you was gonna get that, we could have gone in together and gotten him a half-gallon size. That's
USMC. Starring Jim Neighbors as Gomer Pyle. Also starring Frank Sutton as Sergeant Carter.
At ease. I called you platoon leaders here because I need your full cooperation. I've just been informed that a very close friend of mine will be coming out from Washington at the end of this week on official business. And, well, considering how many years we served together in the same outfit before he went civilian, I'd like your suggestions as to how to make his welcome an extra special one.
Well, sir, I think
Colonel,
maybe...
I think the first thing we ought to do is to paint the huts top to bottom right down the company line. It would smarten up the area considerably, and since it's one of our coming projects, why not do it right now?
Yes, an excellent idea, Hacker.
Well, sir, I think...
Another thing, sir, knowing how the colonel probably has a big inspection in mind, I think we ought to paint the inside of each and every barracks. Get them looking real sharp.
Good, Hacker. Very good.
I think maybe we ought to...
Another thing, sir, last but not least, I suggest that we GI all the floors with steel wool. Get them nice and white, just like they was new.
Another good idea, Hacker. You're right on the ball. Sergeant Carter, you wanted to add something?
Not anymore, sir.
Well, then, tomorrow morning, I'll expect each of you men to take Sergeant Hacker's suggestions to heart and start getting your respective areas in tip-top shape. Is that clear?
Aye, aye,
Aye,
sir.
Good. That'll be all. Dismissed.
You really know how to butter the brass, don't you, Hacker?
What are you talking about, Vince?
You know darn well what I'm talking about. Flapping your jaw in there like there was nobody else around. Why don't you let somebody else get a word in?
Now, can I help it if I think fast on my feet and you're slow?
You was hogging the floor is all, just hogging it.
Oh, there was one other thing. Do either of you have any ideas in the way of some sort of welcoming sign? Nothing elaborate.
Well, I
We
was
could
thinking...
build a wooden framework in the shape of an archway and decorate it, sir.
Yes, maybe so. Very good, Hacker. Very good.
You see, Vince, you're just slow, that's all. You don't think fast on your feet.
All right, you see them buckets of paint? Now I want you to get busy and paint them barracks as fast as your little hands will go. And I want it looking good, too. Any questions?
Sergeant?
I might have known. Let me guess, Pyle. You don't know which end of the brush to use, right?
No, Sergeant.
You don't like the color. It's too drab. Or maybe you had in mind wallpaper.
No, Sergeant, I like it just fine. I just wondered if this is a special kind of paint that dries fast.
Huh?
On account if it's not, it's going to streak something awful.
Pyle, what are you talking about? How's it going to streak?
From the rain, Sergeant, from the rain.
Rain? From what rain?
Oh, it's going to rain today, Sergeant. It's going to rain like everything.
From where? The sun? It's going to rain from the sun?
Well, all I know, Sergeant, is it's going to rain. You can take my word for it.
Oh, really, Pyle? You're positive, huh?
Yes, sir. But I can check it again. May I?
Oh, yes. Maybe you ought to do that.
Excuse me, Sergeant. Yep, it's gonna rain.
What was that?
That's how I tell if it's gonna rain.
What are you, some kind of nut?
Sergeant, you see
Okay, knock it off. Now that we've had our little laugh for today, we got some work to do. Let's get with it.
Okay, you guys, grab a bucket and a brush and let's go on the double. Come on.
Move, 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 move. Let's go.
I sure hope it don't streak too badly, Sergeant.
Pyle, I'm warning you. If you don't get busy and grab a brush.
Yes, sir. If that's what you want, that's just what I'll do. Even if it is gonna rain.
He's putting me on. That's what he's doing. He's putting me on.
Sure is weird.
How do you think he is with earthquakes? You think he can do floods or volcanoes? What was that?
Sounded like thunder.
You sure? You sure there isn't artillery practice today?
No, it sounded like... Vince, it's raining.
Get him inside! All right, you guys inside! Come on, let's go! Boom, boom! Everybody inside!
I told you, Sergeant. I told you. Didn't I tell you it was gonna rain?
Get inside! Come on, move, 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 move!
Hey, Vince!
What do you want, Hacker?
You mean to tell me you were gonna paint outside today? Didn't you know it was gonna rain?
No, I didn't, okay?
I thought you'd be smart enough to have your guys working inside. That's where my men are, inside. I tell you what, though, all you gotta do is keep repeating, rain, rain, go away. Come again some other day.
All right, let's get this outdoor plane over to supply and get the indoor stuff. Well, come on, let's move, 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 move. Come on, let's go. Move it, move it, move it. Move it, move it, move it. I know, you told me, you told me. Out! All right. Now, thanks to supply being closed for inventory, we lost a little ground to the other platoons yesterday. But we're gonna make up for it today. We're gonna make up for it in spades. Now, you may have noticed that Sergeant Hacker and the others have their boys painting outside. But not us. We're gonna be working inside today.
You think we're gonna get more rain, huh, Sarge?
I don't think, Slater. I know. I got the official U.S. weather forecast hot off the teletype at headquarters.
Excuse me, Sergeant.
Later, Pyle.
But, Sergeant...
I said later, Pyle, like in 2 or 3 years, huh? Now, as I was saying before I was so stupidly interrupted, about the weather forecast. Cloudy with light drizzle in the morning, followed by heavy rains in the afternoon.
Wrong.
What was that, Pyle?
Nothing, Sergeant. Nothing at all.
No. Let's hear it, Pyle. Let's hear it from the nitwit corner.
Sergeant, it's gonna be nice and sunny today. Nice and sunny.
Pyle, I thought I read this forecast loud and clear.
Yes, I heard, and I hate to contradict you, Sergeant, but it's not gonna rain today. Fact is, it's gonna be as bright and sunshiny a day as a man could ask for.
Really?
I guess it's all right to paint inside if you want to, but I think it's a shame not to take advantage of such a nice and sunny day.
Listen, Pyle, just because you guessed right about the weather once, don't make you an expert. Now get busy and grab a brush, you hear me?
Yes, sir. I won't say another word. You won't hear another peep out of me.
Move it, move it, move it! And that goes for all of you. Come on, let's clear the decks. Fast and neat, fast and neat. All right, everybody works, everybody paints.
Yep, it's gonna be fair and clear today.
Wow, what a day.
Are you gonna start up now, too?
Hey, Vince. Don't tell me you got your bunch working inside on a beautiful day like this. Oh, yeah, I forgot. You lost some ground yesterday trying to paint outside in the rain. Well, now you hurry up and finish in there, Vincent, you hear?
At the risk of losing my head, Vince, it doesn't look much like it's gonna rain, does it? Just like Pyle said. Couldn't we get the guys outside?
No, we can't. I've already requisitioned the indoor paint for today. We can't get the outdoor stuff now. Besides, when you read the forecast for today, it says it's gonna rain, so I don't have to... Wait a minute. You hear that? It's thunder. It's thunder. It's not thunder?
They're having artillery practice today. Here it is, Vince. Today's official forecast, hot off the press.
Just what I was waiting for. Fair and clear. Yeah, now that's what I call a forecast.
You mean you still trust them after the way they followed you up yesterday, huh?
Look, even the Weather Bureau can make a mistake once in a while, so they blew it yesterday. But they gotta be right today.
I have to admit, it's a beautiful day out.
Right. And we better take advantage of it, too, if we ever want to catch up. Now, here's what I want. I want every living, breathing body outside and painting by 0800 hours.
Right, Vince.
And no sick call. You hear? No sick call. I want everybody out, every last man.
Sergeant?
What do you want?
Well, I know it's none of my business, but I was just wondering where you planning to paint today.
None of your business? Pyle, it's all of your business. All day it's gonna be all of your business. From 0800 to ad infinitum, if that's what it takes to get them barracks painted.
You mean you gonna paint outside?
Bingo! Give that man a silver paintbrush. Look at this, Pyle. The official forecast. Fair and clear, a whole day of good weather.
Golly, Sergeant, I don't know about that.
Oh, forgive me. I forgot you got that voodoo business going for you where you can tell the weather. What do you think it's gonna do? Snow?
Well, no, Sergeant.
Oh. Maybe it's gonna sleet. Is that it? It's gonna sleet?
Well, not that neither.
Let's see. What did I leave out? Cyclone, tornado, hurricane? I got it.
Monsoon. It's going to monsoon.
No, Sergeant, none of those. You did leave out one, though.
Yeah? Which one?
Hail. It's gonna hail like the very dickens.
Hail? Pyle, is that what you said?
That's right, hail.
Okay, Pyle. What's the gag?
There's no gag, Sergeant. It's just that weather report of yours is wrong. It's gonna hail.
10 hut!
As you were. Just making the rounds to see how we're progressing, that's all.
Fine, sir, fine.
I notice your area seems a little behind the others, Sergeant. Any reason?
Oh, well, we got a little held up by the weather the other day, sir, but since it's clear today, we're hitting the outside.
Good.
At least that's what the weather forecast says. Let's just hope it doesn't hail. Yes, sir. Private Pyle here was just telling me that he has some other ideas about what the weather's gonna do today. Pyle, maybe you'd like to tell the Colonel your own private forecast, huh?
Well, sir, the fact is, it's not gonna be fair today.
No. What is it going to be?
Well, sir, it's gonna hail.
Hail.
That's right, hail.
Well, that's a pretty extraordinary prediction, Private. How did you ever arrive at that?
Well, sir, I just have this sure way of knowing when it's gonna...
What was that?
I don't know, sir. Maybe somebody's throwing stones.
Look, Sergeant, it's hailing. Hail, like I said. Of course, they're not very big. You should see the hail we get back home, Sergeant. Big as eggs, some of them, big as eggs. Not that these ain't just as pretty to look at. Oh, it's a sight. Just like a whole sky full of pure white marble, huh, Sergeant?
Talk about freakish things.
What, Pyle or the hail?
Both.
Yeah. A guy says it's gonna rain and it rains, that's one thing. But when a guy says it's gonna hail, that's forecasting.
Well, what do you think it is? You think he's got a sixth sense?
Oh, he hasn't got any sense. Well, don't you see? Pyle is a country boy. And like all country boys, he can tell the weather. He can't do much else, but he can tell the weather.
Maybe so.
Yeah. Too bad I didn't become a believer sooner.
Huh?
If I had listened to him a few days ago, I could be ahead of the game and a little bit of a hero with the Colonel.
Yeah?
Yeah. And he wouldn't be coming around here asking me why my area's behind the others. I'd be ahead of the others. And why? Because I would have known where to paint because of Pyle.
You mean now you'll listen?
Oh, I'll listen. A man says it's gonna hail, and it hails. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna take care of that man because he could be valuable. Pyle?
Oh, hey, Sergeant.
Pyle, are you coming down with something?
I don't know, Sergeant. I hope not.
When did you start the sneezing?
Well, it just started last night. It came on kind of sudden-like.
Look, Pyle, maybe you better get over to sick bay and have him take a look at you.
Oh, it's nothing, Sergeant. It's probably just a...
Go on, get on over there. They can maybe kill it before it gets any worse.
Really, Sergeant, it's not necessary. It's just that...
Pyle, get over to sick bay now. That's an order.
Right, Sergeant.
Well, I gotta keep him in good shape. After all, I don't want nothing to happen to my prize weather forecaster.
Sergeant Carter?
Yeah?
Orders from the Colonel, Sergeant. He wants to see all platoon leaders in his office right away. I think it's about a change of plans for the outdoor reception tomorrow, now that the revised weather forecast calls for rain.
More rain tomorrow?
All day, according to the reports.
What report?
The U.S. official weather forecasts.
Hey, Sergeant.
Oh, that forecast. Okay, thanks a lot, Corporal. I'll be right over.
I went over to sick bay like you suggested, and guess what?
Listen, I'm glad you're back, Pyle, but you gotta tell me something.
About what happened at sick bay?
No,
well,
I got something very important to ask you. Listen, what's it gonna do tomorrow?
Huh?
Is it gonna rain or what?
Well, to tell you the truth, Sergeant, I hadn't even taken a reading yet.
Oh, well, take a reading, Pyle. Go on, take a reading. Hey, you got enough room? Give him some room, boy. Go on, take a reading.
Okay, Sergeant.
Is this floor okay, Pyle, huh? Can you do it on this floor?
Oh, sure. Floors don't matter.
Oh, good, good. Well, go ahead, Pyle. Take a reading. Shh, hold it down, boy. Just take your time, Pyle. Take your time.
gonna be fair and clear tomorrow.
Now, are you sure, Pyle? You're absolutely sure?
Yes, Sergeant.
Do it again.
Huh?
Just to make sure, you know.
Well, okay, if you like. Fair weather will prevail tomorrow.
You sure, Pyle? You really sure think, Pyle?
Well, yes, Sergeant, you can count on it, just like the hail.
That's all I wanted to know. That's all I wanted to know. Thanks a million, Pyle.
Don't you want to hear what happened over at sick bay? I mean, with the sneezing and all?
Huh? Oh, yeah, later. I gotta get over to the colonel's office right now. I'll see you later, Pyle.
What's all the excitement?
What's all the excitement? Them forecasts have been in and out all week, but Pyle's forecasts have been right all week.
Yeah?
Also, I've been losing ground with the colonel all week. But if I can assure him that he can go ahead and hold his outdoor reception as scheduled, I will suddenly pick up a few points with the colonel, huh? Right? I mean, anybody can suggest painting the barracks, but when you can tell the colonel what he can count on in the way of weather, that's suggesting.
I'd say so. Good luck, Vince.
Hey, I wonder how he does that anyway. Sorry, I'm late, sir.
At ease. I was just telling the others that with this forecast for rain tomorrow, it looks like our original plans will have to be changed and the reception for Mr. Nuxley moved indoors.
Oh, well, sir, if we're going to have to hold the reception indoors, may I suggest that we hold the welcoming ceremony inside the company mess hall?
That is a possibility, isn't it?
Yes, you see, that way, sir, we can move all the tables back and line up all the platoons on either side of the doorway leading up to the steam table, which we could decorate with bunting and everything.
Yes. How do the rest of you feel about that?
Excuse me, Colonel, Sergeant Hacker, but isn't that a lot of wasted effort to go to all that trouble?
What trouble, Sergeant?
I mean, why bother to move everything inside when it's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow, sir?
Sergeant Carter, you weren't here when I read this revised forecast for rain.
Oh, yes, sir. I heard about that, sir, but I have it from a very good authority that it's going to be fair tomorrow all day.
What do you mean, Sergeant?
Sir, you remember that private that predicted the hailstorm the other day, Pyle?
Yes.
Well, sir, the same private has made a prediction for tomorrow. It's going to be fair and clear. 3 times in a row, he's predicted right when the Weather Bureau was wrong.
Still, that's the official forecast.
3 times, sir, 3 times. And predicting that hailstorm. The colonel was there when he did it.
That was pretty amazing, wasn't it?
Well, let's face it, sir. What kind of reception can you have in the mess hall compared to outside?
Not very exciting, I'll grant you. Maybe it's worth a gamble at that.
Yes, sir. I'd certainly think so, sir. That's pretty good suggesting, isn't it, sir?
Fine, Sergeant. All right, we'll hold the reception outdoors as planned.
But, Colonel, sir, we...
No. Sergeant Carter's made a good point. Weather Bureau certainly hasn't established itself as the last word in accuracy this past week, so we'll go ahead with the outdoor reception as planned. Dismissed.
Hey, Vince.
Good meeting for a change, huh, Hacker? Short and to the point.
Boy, you're sure going out on a limb, ain't you, Vince?
I got ways of predicting the weather, Hacker, and accurately.
What are you talking about?
Huh? Just thinking fast on my feet, Hacker. That's all. Beautiful day, ain't it, Hacker? Right, Pyle? Beautiful all day?
Yes, sir, Sergeant. You don't have a thing to worry about. Everything's gonna be just perfect, just like I predicted.
Good. That's good, Pyle. Just what I want to hear. Nice day, huh, sir?
I never would have believed it.
Oh, believe me, sir, I never would have chanced it if I wasn't sure. Not for such a big day as this.
Getting a little windy, isn't it?
A little, sir, but at least wind ain't the same thing as rain. And that's what's important, ain't it, sir?
I guess you're right.
Oh, look, sir. Your guest of honor, right on time.
Oh, yes, that's him, all right. All right, Sergeant. Back to your platoon.
Yes, sir.
How about this wind, huh, Vince?
Well, at least it ain't raining, is it?
Baton! Head! Hot!
Platoon! Head! Hat!
Permission to come aboard, Ed? Good to see you, Clint. Welcome to Camp Henderson. really came prepared, Clint. You're expecting a rainstorm?
Well, you know me and my shoulder, Ed. It's been stiff all morning, and if that doesn't mean rain, nothing does.
Go on. I just happen to have a man in my outfit who correctly predicted hail yesterday, and he says it's going to be clear as a bell all day.
I'm sorry to contradict you, Ed, but take it from me, it's gonna rain.
Bet your cigar it doesn't.
Done. Your man against my shoulder, eh?
Come on. We've got a full day ahead of us, and there's some people here I'd like you to meet. Clint, this is Major and Linda Townsend. Clint Nuxley.
Like I said, Ed, nobody messes with my shoulder.
Thanks, Sergeant. That was a great suggestion.
Pyle, you did say it wasn't going to rain today, didn't you?
Yes, sir, I sure did, and I just don't know what went wrong.
I mean, you did say it was going to be fair and clear.
Yes, sir. But now that you mention it, that was after I came back from sick bay. You remember you sent me over there 'cause I was sneezing?
Yeah.
Well, the doctor said the sneezing was on account I was allergic to the paint. And then I had him look at my foot.
Your foot? What about your foot?
Well, I was just thinking, you remember how I stamped my foot once and twice like this? Oh, I'm sorry, Sergeant.
Forget it, Pyle, forget it. What about your foot?
I didn't want to say anything 'cause I wasn't sure. But it just didn't feel the same. It didn't feel the same at all after the doctor removed the corn.
What corn, Pyle? What corn?
The one that was bothering me. You see, it was on my weather foot. And, well, when it was going to rain, it used to just hurt like the very dickens. I'll be able to march better than ever now. Look at that. Even if I can't tell the weather, just look at that, Sergeant.
All right, face platoon, fall out on the double. Come on, you meatheads. We got a lot of work to do. Come on, let's go. Move it. Wait a minute. What's this? What's with the raincoats? You know the orders of the day? You're supposed to be falling out in utilities.
We know, Sarge, but Gomer said we'd be smart to take our raincoats.
Oh, he did he? Okay, Pyle, let's have it. This is a rib. You're trying to see how far you can push me. Is that it?
Oh, no, Sergeant, you know I wouldn't.
Pyle, I did not now, nor have I ever said anything about breaking out raincoats today. That means if you men value your lives, you got exactly 30 seconds to get out of them. 30 seconds.
Even if it's gonna rain?
Rain?
Yes, sir, and all day, too. You see?
Forget it, Pyle. I'm not interested. Without that corn of yours, you're back to normal. Dumb, stupid, and thick-headed normal. So help me, if you so much as make one more...
You see, Sergeant, you see?
Pyle, don't you know the difference between thunder and artillery practice? You've been out on maneuvers. You've been out in the field. You've been... I thought... How, Pyle?
That's what I've been trying to tell you, Sergeant. I heard a report on the radio not 5 minutes ago. The official forecast calls for rain. Rain all day long. Isn't that something, Sergeant? The Weather Bureau finally got a prediction right. How about that?
Gomer Pyle, USMC. Starring starring Jim Neighbors as Gomer Pyle. Also starring Frank Sutton as Sergeant Carter.
That old black magic has me in its spell. That old black magic that you weave so well.
Look at that chick, Gomer. Isn't she terrific?
Well, she's not too bad, but a little squeaky on the high notes. Maybe she practiced more.
I don't mean her voice, I mean her. She's the greatest looking thing I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, she is nice looking. She looks like she'd be a very sweet person. But she sure could stand a few voice lessons.
What is about her voice? Look at that face, that body, that everything.
Everything is fine on her. The only thing that throws it off is her voice.
I should have stayed away, but what could I do?
Boy, what a knockout, ain't she, Boyle?
She's your type, ain't it?
Oh, you said it. She's got everything. Great face, terrific figure, and class. Yeah, she got class.
She can only sing.
What difference does that make? This girl is a goddess. Can't you see that?
You're right. She's a goddess with a rotten voice.
Listen, I gotta meet her. Hey, you got a pencil? I'm gonna send her a note.
Get her over here. Just wait and see. Waiter.
Yes, sir?
Listen, would you see that Miss Poovy gets this when she finishes?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wait. A little something extra for you.
Thank you. I'll see she gets it.
You could give him $1.
Gomer, one of the secrets of my success is I always go first class.
$1?
Waiter.
Yes, sir?
Now, listen, I wonder if you'd do a little something for me. Will you take this note to that lovely young lady up there when she finishes her song?
Okay.
And here's 2 bits for you.
You really know your way around, don't you, Vince?
Well, if you want things to happen, you gotta grease the palm, kid.
Magic color.
Hey, she got the note. See that, Gomer?
She got my note. Pull that chair up, Boyle. She'll be here in a second.
Excuse me, please. Hello. I got your note.
Oh, yes, Miss Poovy. We're certainly delighted that you came over. I was wondering if you might sit with us for a few minutes and maybe have a drink.
Well, maybe just for a little while.
Good.
I have to sing again, you know.
Oh, fine. Wonderful. I'm Duke Slater. This is my good buddy, Gomer Pyle.
How do you like that? She passed me right by and went over and sat with them knuckleheads. Waiter.
Yes, sir?
What happened? Wasn't that my note you gave that young lady?
No, sir. It was a note from those other fellas.
How come?
Well, I delivered the dollar notes first and the quarter notes later.
You've certainly got a lot of talent, Miss Poovy, and that's something I really know about. You see, I've fooled around in show business myself, you know.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if you went right up the ladder and became one of the top singers in the country.
Do you really mean that?
Well, I'd admit in some parts you sang pretty as a catbird, but in other parts you was just a freckle off.
Hey, where you from, Gomer?
Mayberry, North Carolina.
No, really? Well, for goodness sakes, do you know where I'm from?
Well, they're not gonna get away with this. I'm going over there and bring her back here.
Well, good luck, Sarge.
You don't mean it. You're from Turtle Creek? Well, that's only 83 miles from Mayberry. Of course, I never have been there, but I've heard all about it.
Well, you've been to Siler City.
Siler City? For goodness sakes. I used to take the truck up there all the time to pick up radiator fittings.
And you know something else? Besides a great voice, you got style. Real style.
Well, hello there, boys. Nice to see you.
Well, hey, Sergeant Carter, I didn't know you was here.
Allow me to introduce myself, Miss Poovy. I'm Vince Carter, these boys' sergeant. I'm pretty angry at them, too. I mean, keeping you all to themselves this way, I just don't think that's right. Do you, boys?
Why don't you sit down and join us, Sergeant?
Oh, no, I got a much better idea than that. Why don't you join me and my corporal for a drink or two, Miss Poopy? I'm sure these gentlemen wouldn't mind sparing you for a minute, would you, boys?
No, Sergeant Carter. Not if Miss Poopy'd like to. I guess it's all right with us, right, Dave?
Well, you know, I really admire your talent, Miss Poopy. I don't know.
How about that? Just when I was doing good.
I still think you was exaggerating a little bit about her voice.
Voice? Who cares about her voice?
As a matter of fact, I don't even know what a talent like you is doing in a joint like this. Oh, Miss Poovy, this is Corporal Boyle.
How do you do, Miss Poovy?
Well, hello.
Look, Gomer, she's looking back over here. She didn't want to leave me. Boy, that Carter's got a lot of nerve.
She is looking back at us. There's no question about that.
And I'll tell you something else. You know what you got, Miss Poovy? You got class. Ain't that right, Boyle? I mean, that's the first thing I said to Boyle. There's a dame with class. And if there's one thing I know about, it's class. How about a beer?
Oh, excuse me, fellas, but that's my cue. I've got to do another number.
Oh, sure, sure. Don't stay away too long now. Boy, is that a dame or is that a dame? You know something, Boyle?
What?
I think she goes for me, too.
Yeah, what makes you think that, Vince?
You mean you didn't notice? There was that thing between us. You call it chemistry, electricity, but it was there. She felt it, I felt it. It was obvious.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Well, of course you didn't get it. It was passing between her and me, her and me. Chemistry ain't for the crowd.
You say so, Vince.
All or nothing at all.
Hey, Gom, would you mind going back to the base yourself tonight?
No, why?
Well, I think I'll stick around until she's finished. I want to talk to her again. You know, maybe take her out and buy her a steak or something. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Oh, not at all, Dave.
Great. Hey, listen, would you loan me a 10 until payday? Is she something, Gomer? Is she something?
Only thing against her is her voice.
You wouldn't want to ask her if she has a friend for me, huh?
No, you just beat it, Boyle. And take the Jeep with you. She'll be out any minute.
No, you sure you don't want it? I can take the bus.
No, I'd rather walk her home. Now, just beat it, will you, please?
Okay, Sarge, good luck. Good luck with the chemistry.
All right. What are you hanging around here for, Slater?
Oh, just waiting.
Yeah? Waiting for what? Or should I say who?
Well, I'm
Hey, you wouldn't by any chance be waiting for Miss Poofy.
Miss who?
Slater, let me point something out to you.
Why, Miss Poovy?
My advice to you, Slater, is to get over there and get on that bus. Hey!
How could you do it, Gomer? How could you do it? Letting her get on the bus when you knew I was waiting for her.
Golly, Duke, I couldn't help it. The bus pulled away before I could say anything, and I couldn't very well ask her to get off.
You took her right to her door, did you?
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, we had a nice long talk. We must have sat out on her steps for over an hour.
Yeah, did she mention me? What'd she say?
Well, she did mention you once. She said you had nice teeth.
Nice teeth, that's all? Oh, boy. First Carter comes along and butts in, and then you come along and take her home. Well, tonight I'm going back, and I'm going to really move in. Tonight.
So you never got to take her home, huh?
No, I told you. I was talking to that stupid Slater, and she went off on a bus.
Gee, that's tough luck, Vince.
Well, tonight's another night. Tonight I'm going down there, and I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm really going to make a pitch for her tonight.
I like your style, Vince.
Well, if there's one thing I know about Boyle, it's women. Anyway, tonight's the night.
Dream of you every night. Darling, I'm never lonely. If ever you're inside, I love you. And you alone were meant for me.
Oh, hello, Sarge.
All right, Slater, what are you doing here? Just get this through your head. Miss Pooby's going home with me tonight. There's going to be no arguments about that.
Miss Pooby.
Ah, there you are, my dear, and you're certainly looking lovely. I have a table for us right over here.
Oh, are you here alone?
That's right, all alone, honey. As a matter of fact, I was just saying goodbye to Private Slater here. Goodbye, Private. You see, the Private has a detail he forgot about. He's got to sweep the parade ground. Ta-ta, Slater. I'll see you in the morning. Look, why don't we just sit here at this table? It's much better than the one I had. So long, Slater. Now, let's see. Where's the waiter? I'll get us a drink. Are you still here?
Oh, please don't bother. I really don't care for a drink.
Why? Something wrong? Oh, I know. You want Slater to leave. Get along, Slater. You heard me.
Oh, no. He doesn't have to go. I mean, he can stay. Well, actually, I was expecting someone else.
You don't have a boyfriend, do you?
Actually, I don't know.
What does that mean?
You know that Marine that was here last night?
What Marine? Corporal Boyle?
No, actually, the other one. Gomer Pyle.
Gomer Pyle? What about him?
Well, I know this sounds sort of silly because I've only seen him once, but...
Yeah?
Well, actually, I think I'm sort of in love with him.
Can you imagine that? Of all guys, Pyle, I could have fell over. This great-looking dame telling me she's in love with Pyle. Can you figure that, Boyle, Pyle?
Well, women are funny sometimes, Sarge. You can't figure out what they want or what they'll go for in a guy.
Excuse me, Sergeant.
What do you want, Pyle?
Well, I just came to pick up my pass for tonight.
Your pass? Well, I don't know about that, Pyle. I don't know why I should give you a pass to hang around the Congo Club all night long. I don't know whether it's good for you fellas to do that.
But I'm not going to the Congo Club, Sergeant. I'm not going anywhere near the Congo Club.
You're not?
Well, no, honest.
Oh. Well, okay, boy. I'll give him his pass.
Right. Here you are, Pyle.
Thanks.
Not that I'm really interested, Pyle, but just where are you going tonight?
Oh, well, you remember that young lady at the Congo Club named Lou Ann Poovey?
Yeah, what about it?
Well, it's her night off, so she invited me over to her house for dinner. She's fixing all my favorites. Apple dumplings, fried chicken, hominy, fresh biscuits. Well, thank you for the pie, Sergeant, and I'll see you. There was this old possum way up here in the tree, and there was this old half-blind hound dog just barking and carrying on down here, and right between them was old Farley Upchurch, where he's got this real high, squeaky voice, and he was yelling, "Get the possum, you darn fool, not me, get the possum, get the possum." Oh, boy, it was a sight.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, Farley Upchurch, he's something else.
I sure like being with you, Gomer. I feel so comfortable.
Oh, well, that's probably just 'cause I'm from back home.
Well, that's part of it. But also, you remind me of somebody.
I do? We've been talking about me all evening. Let's talk about you. What are you doing out here so far from home?
Sometimes I wonder. I was happy enough back there. Had me a steady boyfriend.
You did?
Monroe E. Ford. His daddy ran the feed store. We was gonna get married.
Well, how come you didn't?
Well, Monroe just didn't understand about my wanting a career. He wanted to settle right down and start having a family.
Oh.
And I was just determined to pursue my career because singing is so important to me, you know?
Yes, I do. You know, I used to sing in the church choir back home, and I know what it can mean to a person who wants to make it their life's work.
Do you sing, Gomer?
Oh, little.
Do you pick a little, too?
Well, not much.
Will you sing something for me?
Oh.
Oh, please.
I don't know if I remember anything or not.
Oh, come on.
Wait a minute. There is one song that I remember that I bet you know.
It's
been kind of a long time.
If you miss the train I'm on, then you know that I have gone. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles. 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles. Lord, I am one, Lord, I'm two, Lord, I'm three, Lord, I'm four, Lord, I'm 500 miles away from home. Away from home, away from home, away from home, away from home. Lord, I'm 500 miles away from home.
You're not crying, are you?
No. But you know, it's funny. The first time I met Monroe, they were playing that song.
You kind of miss Monroe, don't you? I bet you'd be a whole lot happier if it was Monroe sitting here instead of me.
No, but thanks anyway for playing that song.
Golly.
Pyle, wait a minute.
Hey, Sergeant Carter.
Well, what kind of evening did you have, Pyle?
Oh, I had a wonderful time. A real fine dinner. She's a wonderful cook.
Yeah? Well, after dinner, did you... What's that you got on your cheek? Lipstick?
Golly, I guess it is.
She kissed you? How did you work that, Pyle?
I don't know. It was a surprise to me, too, Sergeant. You see, I sang her this song, and she got so stirred up, she kissed me.
You sang her a song and she kissed you? You're kidding.
No, singing means a whole lot to her. It's practically her whole life.
Singing, eh? Singing really gets to her?
I guess it does.
Singing? You sang her a song and she kissed you?
Uh-huh. Well, good night, Sergeant.
Singing? Yeah, it's too bad that Pyle couldn't make it tonight, but he had this guard detail that he forgot about, and I promised I'd fill in for him.
Well, it was awful nice of you to walk me home, Sergeant Carter. I hope you'll remember to tell Gomer that I understand about tonight. Night.
Yeah, wait a minute. You're not going to go in just like that.
Well, it is sort of late.
Oh, well, it's not that late, and besides, it's kind of a long walk from that bus stop. You wouldn't happen to have a bottle of beer around in there, would you?
Oh, gee, no, I'm so sorry, Sergeant. I don't.
Well, how about a bottle of pop?
Oh, I'm afraid all I have is just a little bit of buttermilk.
Buttermilk? Gee, that's perfect. I haven't had any of that in years.
Okay.
Hey, what a comfortable place you got here. Real homely. I love it. I really do. Yeah, solid comfort. You know what we ought to do sometime? We ought to have a nice home-cooked meal. I just love home cooking. Apple dumplings, fried chicken, hominy, hot biscuits. That's my kind of eating.
I'll get you a buttermilk now.
Yeah, it's a terrific place you got here. Love is a man's plan. A rose that only grows in the early spring. Love is nature's way to be living. It's the golden crown that makes a man a king.
Sergeant, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm all out of buttermilk. And it is getting late. You better go now.
One high and windy, heavy morning mist, two lovers kissed, and the world stood still.
Some other time, Sergeant.
And your fingers touched my silent heart.
Hey, cut the racket, buddy. What do you think this is? The Metropolitan
You know what she said to me? You better go now.
So?
Well, don't you know what that means? You better go now? Means she don't trust herself.
So you went, huh, Vince?
Well, sure. What else? I'm a gentleman. But there are other nights, Boyle. Other songs and other nights.
Golly! Sergeant Carter! Sergeant Carter! Corporal Boy, where's Sergeant Carter?
What's up?
I came to get my pies. The most wonderful things happened.
Yeah, what?
I finally convinced her to get married.
Mm-hmm.
Lou Ann Poovey, you know the girl that sings at the Congo Club? Sergeant Carter comes back, tell him I had to go over to her place to help her get ready. Thank you, Corporal.
But Pyle! Vince, where you been? I called the barber shop. They said you left 10 minutes ago. Wait till you hear.
What? What happened?
Well, Pyle was just here, and Vince, he and that dame are getting married.
Pyle and what dame?
Your girlfriend, Lou Ann Poovey.
You're kidding.
Vince, it's true. He went over there to help her get ready. He told me to tell you because he said that you'd understand.
He told you that and you let him go? Just like that, he's gonna get married without asking the chaplain, the CO, nobody? Why didn't you stop him? There's a chain of command in the Marine Corps. Why didn't you stop him, boy? You're supposed to be...
Taxi! Taxi! Oh, we missed you.
Pyle!
Hey, Sergeant Carter. Boy, this is a surprise. Did you come here to kiss the bride?
Bride? Just what did you have in mind, Pyle? Were you just gonna go AWOL? Or were you planning on going back to her hometown, meeting her parents, getting married, and having a wedding supper, and getting back here in 12 hours? Was that what you had in mind?
Oh, no, Sergeant. You see...
Do you know what you're letting yourself in for? A court-martial.
No, wait, Sergeant, wait. You got it all wrong. We're not getting married. I mean, Lou Ann is, but I'm not.
Huh?
No, Lou Ann's going back home to marry Monroe Eford from the feed store. You see, she came out here for a singing career, but she decided that her heart was still back home with Monroe.
And it took Gomer here to make me realize that.
You mean you had a boyfriend back home all the time?
That's right. But I didn't think so.
And there was nothing between you and Pyle here at all?
No, not really, Sergeant Carter. You see, I just reminded her of Monroe, and that's the reason she liked having me around so much.
Well, Gomer reminded me so much of Monroe that he made me want to go straight back home to him.
Oh. Oh.
You know what, Sergeant Carter? Lou Ann's given up her singing completely.
No, really? Well, I haven't given up my singing, so this calls for a goodbye song and a kiss.
Oh, no, Sergeant, you don't really have to do that.
3 o'clock today? No kidding. Well, best wishes, Lou Ann. She's getting married at 3 o'clock today.
Oh.
Well, listen, this is long distance, so I guess I better hang up. But wait just a minute. We've got a surprise for you. You still want to do it, Sergeant?
Sure, she'll get a real charge out of it. Hello? 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 Hello?
Gomer Pyle, USMC. Starring Jim Neighbors as Gomer Pyle. Also starring Frank Sutton as Sergeant Carter.
Come in.
Sergeant Carter reporting his order, sir.
At ease. Sergeant, how fast can you get your gear packed and be ready to move out?
Move out, sir. Am I being transferred?
Yes. This morning we got a memo from headquarters regarding the new recruiting drive. They want experienced platoon sergeants to man the recruiting booths.
Yes, sir.
They're out to top last year's record, Sergeant, and they feel that a career man can best reflect the image of the Corps.
Well, I haven't had much experience in recruiting, sir, but if I'm needed...
You're being assigned to Hollywood, one of our most vital areas.
Hollywood, sir? Do you mean I'll be stationed in Hollywood?
That's right. Does it appeal to you?
Yes, sir. And like I was saying, kid, in the Marines, we got what we call esprit de corps. Now, in plain English, that means spirit, honor, pride. So it's not a question of whether you want to join the Marines or not. It's a question of whether you're good enough.
Okay, Sergeant. Sounds good. Where are those papers?
They're right here. Just sign your name. Yeah. Congratulations, pal. You're practically on the team. Now, here. You take this paper. There's a Jeep waiting on the corner. It'll take you down to the Federal Building where they give you a physical. And good luck to you, buddy. Hey, Navy! Navy! That's number 5, and it ain't even noon yet. Eat your heart out, swab jockey. Don't give up the ship.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. I just knew you'd be surprised to see me, Sergeant. I just knew it. You are surprised, aren't you? You sure look surprised.
What are you doing here, Pyle? How did you get here?
If you're worried about me being AWOL, Sergeant, I got a pass.
Never mind your past. What are you doing in Hollywood?
It was fate, Sergeant. Just a stroke of fate. I was down in Oceanside this morning just wandering around looking for something to do, and they was fixing the street, and I watched the steamroller for a while. Then I decided to go over to the drugstore and weigh myself, and I dropped a penny in, and out popped this card, and guess what it said?
I don't know, Pyle.
173 pounds, and you're gonna go visit a friend. And I thought, well, who in the world could that be? Then I happened to think of you, Sergeant, up here recruiting, so I hopped a bus and decided to pay you a visit. It was fate, just like I said.
Yeah, it was fate, all right. Well, you've had your visit, Pyle, and I know you're anxious to get back, so I'll be seeing you.
Well, to tell you the truth, Sergeant, after that 2-hour bus ride, I was kind of planning on a little longer visit.
Well, do some sightseeing. Take a walk in the tar pits.
I seen the tar pit, Sergeant. Remember I sent you that postcard?
Then go to the Hollywood Wax Museum and talk to the dummies. Go take a walk on the freeway. Go do something. Just beat it.
If you say so, Sergeant. I just wish there was something around here I could do to help you out.
And listen, Pyle, one of the reasons I took this assignment was to get away from knuckleheads like you. Now beat it. Oh, good morning, pal. You interested in joining up? Well, here, why don't you take a look at some of my literature?
Thanks, Sergeant. I'm thinking about it.
Well, pal, it's just like the sign says. The Marines build men.
Yeah, Sergeant, but I've heard the training's pretty rugged, and I'm not much in the muscle department.
Oh, the Marines don't care about that. When you finish boot camp, you'll be a new man. You'll have your chest out, your shoulders back, your head high. You'll have muscles you never even knew you had. Now, what do you think you're doing?
I was just showing him what the Marines could do for a person. I used to be skinny myself. Do you remember how I looked, Sergeant, when I showed up? Boy, I was a mess. I was round-shouldered and spendy and all out of shape. But you know what did it for me? Push-ups. hundreds and hundreds of push-ups. But don't you worry. I thought that I was just going to collapse. I had to do so many push-ups. I thought I'd never make it, but I did, and I'm glad I did, and you will be too.
Pyle.
The obstacle course. Did you ever hear about the obstacle course?
It's tough.
Is it ever? First time I ever tried it, I wrenched my shoulders by just going over the wall, and then I fell in the water ditch, and I got my feet all tangled up in the cargo net, and I was a sight. But don't you worry about it.
Excuse us, pal. Pyle, come here. Pyle, you numbskull, what are you trying to do? Ruin a prospect?
I just want to let that fella know what to expect. I was just helping you out, that's all.
Well, don't help out. Just get out of here now.
But, Sergeant...
No buts. Just get out of here. He's gone. Where'd he go?
He went over there, Sergeant. Now, I wonder what made him want to switch over to the Army.
Yeah, I wonder. Pyle, you knucklehead, we're trying to set an enlistment record, and you just cost us a man.
Sergeant, I'm sorry. I just thought I was trying to
Pyle,
help.
get out of here. You understand? Get out of here. Take a bus, a train, I don't care. Just get out of here. I'm wanting you out of the city.
But, Sergeant...
Pyle, I'm going to count to 10, and you better be gone. 1, 2, 3, 4... Downtown recruiting booth, Sergeant Carter speaking. Oh, Lieutenant Johnson. What's that, sir? How long, sir? Oh. Well, what do I do about the stand, sir? Right. Nuts, there goes another hour or more of valuable recruiting time.
What are you doing, Sergeant?
I'm closing up, that's what I'm doing. Headquarters wants me to check on a recruit I signed up this morning.
That's a shame. You have to close up, do you?
That's right, Pyle.
Gee, Sergeant, if nobody's here and somebody shows up, we're liable to lose another man to the Army.
I know. You don't have to tell me that, Pyle.
Well, that's a shame, Sergeant, with you trying to break the recruiting record and all. There must be something you can do. Wait a minute, Sergeant. I'm not doing anything. How about it?
No.
Well, you would...
No, I said no. N-O, it's out. No, never.
Would you like to think about it?
Well, I would have to have rocks in my head to let you think over here. Now, forget it.
But, Sergeant, I'd just be sitting here, and if anybody come along, I could just tell them to wait until you got back. Please, Sergeant, I feel bad enough, causing you to lose that other man and all.
Pyle, I told you.
But I wouldn't say a word, Sergeant. I'd just sit here and maybe hand out some literature and just tell them to wait until you got back. That way we won't lose another man to the Army, Sergeant, please.
You just tell them to wait? You won't do any recruiting? You won't try to sign anybody up?
No, Sergeant. I just hand them out some literature, and that's all.
Yeah, well, maybe you could just keep the booth open until I get back. Wait a minute, let's just be sure. Repeat this after me, Pyle. I'm sorry, you'll have to wait. Sergeant Carter will be back shortly. Say that.
I'm sorry, you'll have to wait. Sergeant Carter will be back shortly.
Again, Pyle.
I'm sorry, you'll have to wait. Sergeant Carter will be back shortly.
Now, do you think you can remember that?
Sure, Sergeant.
Good. Now I'll type it out for you.
Hey there.
Oh, hi. Could you give me some information?
I'm sorry, you'll have to wait. Sergeant Carter will be back shortly.
Yeah, well, I just want to ask you a few questions about the Marines.
I'm sorry, you'll have to wait. Sergeant Carter will be back shortly.
What is it, a recording?
You want to know about the Marines?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I'm not supposed to tell you anything, but come here. Now, this is off the record, but if you want to join the service, the Marines is about the best branch there is. You couldn't go wrong. But don't tell anybody I told you.
Don't tell anybody?
No, on account of I'm not supposed to try to recruit you or sign you up.
You're not?
No, but the Marines are the best, and if I was you, I'd join up. But remember, mum's the word. You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Well, good.
This is candid camera, right? And yo, what's his name? Hey, where's the camera? Is that the camera back there? What's that? That's part of the gag, right?
Wait a minute, search, fella.
I'm just gonna go take a look. I'll try to get back to you later.
Well, if you wait, Sergeant Carter can explain it to you. If you're interested in joining the Marines, you'll have to wait. Sergeant Carter will be back shortly. You see, I'm just watching this place for my sergeant, and he'll be back in just a few minutes. If you don't mind waiting.
I don't think I can wait.
Oh, well, please wait, sir. Sergeant Carter will be right back, and he'll explain it all to you. And I'm sure you'll want to sign up with the Marines.
What happens if I sign up? What then? Do I move right out?
Oh, yes, sir. You go right down to the Federal Building and have your physical, and then before you know it, they ship you right out to the boot camp down in San Diego.
San Diego, huh? They'll take me right down to San Diego?
Yes, sir. That's the induction depot.
Okay, good. Give me the papers. I'll sign right up.
Well, I'd love to sign you up, but I'm not supposed to do that. Can't you wait?
No, I can't wait. Look, you don't want me? I'll go right over there to the Army or the Navy.
Now, wait a minute. Please don't do that. I'm not allowed to do this, but rather than lose you to the Army or the Navy, well, I will.
Okay, but make it snappy, huh?
Yes, sir. I guess the best thing to start out with here would be your name.
Smith. John Smith.
Smith. John Smith. That's a nice, easy name for everybody to remember. Let's see now, John. If you'll just sign right here, then they'll fill out the rest of it for you. Now, you go right down yonder to that Jeep, and they'll take you down to the Federal Building. Well, congratulations, John Smith. I know your folks will be real proud of you when they've heard what you've done. On behalf of the Marine Corps, wish you a world of luck. Hey, officer. All those sirens I heard a while back, what was that all about?
There was a bank robbery just a few minutes ago.
A bank robbery?
Yeah, the National Bank. Happened just up the street.
Well, did they catch a robber?
No, but they will.
Hey, Sergeant, guess what? You'll never guess what happened.
Don't tell me you recruited the cop.
No, Sergeant, there was a robbery, and the robber's still loose.
Yeah? Well, what about here? Did anybody stop by?
Well, as a matter of fact, there was one customer.
Yeah? Well, where is he? Did you tell him to wait?
Well, he was in such a hurry, Sergeant, that...
That what, Pyle? What?
Well, I had to sign him up myself.
You what?
Well, he was going over to the Navy, and we'd already lost one man, Sergeant, so...
Give me that. John Smith.
Did I do the right thing, Sergeant, did I?
Well, yes and no, Pyle. You disobeyed an order. But if it meant losing a recruit, well, I guess you did do right. Hey, you know, with this John Smith guy and the ones I signed up this morning, I'm doing pretty darn good.
Well, that's wonderful, Sergeant. Well, it's getting chow time, so I think I'll go get me a bite to eat.
Yeah, you do that, Pyle.
Don't you worry, though, Sergeant. I'll be right back just as soon as I finish.
You don't have to bother, Pyle.
Big bank hold-up. Yeah, get your paper here. Big bank hold-up. Hey, Extra, read all about it. Big bank robbery. Read all about it.
Downtown bank robbery. Do you know this happened right near where I was recruiting? Just down the block.
Yeah, how about that?
Yep, this is it. The robbery took place during the noontime rush hour. The bank cashier reported that the gunman was of medium height, wore dark glasses. He stuffed the money in a black leather bag, fled from the bank, and disappeared in the downtown crowd. Medium height, dark glasses, and carried a black bag. Now, where have I seen that? Shazam!
Yes, sir. Going real good, sir. I've signed up 8 new recruits so far.
Sergeant Carter.
Quiet, Pyle. I'm on the phone. Oh, thank you, sir. Well, I was just doing my duty, sir. All right. Goodbye.
Sergeant?
Pyle, what do you want? What did you come back for?
Well, Sergeant, I just had to see you.
No, okay, so you're back. Well, even you can't spoil this. That was the captain. I broke the recruiting record in this area. How about that?
That's wonderful, Sergeant. Congratulations.
And I hate to admit it, but it was that Smith guy you signed up that put me over the top.
Well, that's what I had to see you about, Sergeant. That John Smith feller, I got my reasons to be suspicious about him.
Suspicious? What are you talking about?
Well, I may be wrong, Sergeant. In fact, I hope I am wrong. But according to the afternoon paper here, the bandit that held up the bank had a marked resemblance to that John Smith. And it happened real close by, Sergeant. And right after the sirens went off, this feller came up real anxious to join up.
What? Give me that. Where does it say anything about that Smith character? Where?
Right there.
The gunman was of medium height, dark glasses, and carried a black bag?
That's him, Sergeant. That description fits him to a T, the man I recruited.
No.
Of course, I have my doubts. Why would a bank robber want to join the Marines?
Why? I'll tell you why. For a hideout, that's why. The police probably have a dragnet thrown around the entire city. And a Marine induction depot would be the perfect place for him to hide out. He'll probably lay low at the base until the heat's off, and then he goes AWOL.
AWOL? Then he'll really be in trouble.
No, I'll be the one in trouble when they find out that my office recruited a bank robber.
I just feel terrible, Sergeant. Why didn't I let him join the Navy?
John Smith. When they hear about this, I'll be the laughingstock. Carter, the hoodlum recruiter. The sergeant with a pipeline to the mafia.
They'll get him, Sergeant. They're bound to get him sooner or later.
Yeah, pal, but the idea is to get him before he gets sworn in as a Marine, so I won't look like a dumbbell, you dumbbell.
We'll just have to go down to the Federal Building and get him before he finishes taking his physical.
Get him? How?
Well, we just walk in and ask for John Smith, that's all.
That's all. A guy on the lam, and you just go in and ask for him by name. Brilliant.
Well, then we'll just have to go down...
John Smith was a phony name to begin with. He's probably changed it again by now.
Well, then I'll just have to try and recognize
You
him,
really
Sergeant.
have to try, pal. You really have to.
Golly, would you look at that, Sergeant?
Which one is he, pal? Do you see him? Point him out.
Well, I don't know, Sergeant. In all that underwear, they all look alike.
All right, you men, let's keep it moving. Those of you who've had your eye test, report for X-ray.
Sergeant, look, over there. That black bag.
Huh?
That's him, Sergeant. That's him. I'd know that black bag anywhere.
So it's a black bag. There's a lot of black bags.
But that's it. That's really it, Sergeant. I know for sure. Come on.
Pyle?
Shame, shame, shame. Huh? Thought you was really being clever, didn't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Can we see your papers?
And calling yourself John Smith. I bet that's not even your name, John.
Well, it isn't. It's Howard Goldsmith.
You were right, Sergeant. He did change it again.
Oh, Smith, what are you doing here?
I tell you what he's doing here, Sergeant. He's hiding from the police, is what?
He's what?
That's right. He's a robber, a fugitive from justice. Just look in that black bag and see what you find. Just look in there and see what you find.
There's nothing in here but books.
Books? Advanced study of molecular physics. Liquid versus solid propellants. These are textbooks.
What is this, Sergeant? Goldsmith here's an honor graduate from Caltech. He's being processed and sent directly to officers' training school.
Officers' training? Pyle!
Golly, Sergeant, if you ask me, I think we owe Goldsmith here an apology. And maybe even a salute.
Sorry, Goldsmith.
Me too. I'm just as sorry as I can be, gentlemen.
Oh, come on, Pyle.
It was a terrible mistake, Sergeant, and I feel just heartsick about it.
Don't talk to me, Pyle. Just don't talk to me of all the stupid mistakes.
Well, he's got to be in this building somewhere. I just know it, Sergeant. Maybe he's taking one of those written examinations. Why don't we check?
I'll do the checking. You stay here. You made enough trouble for one day.
All right, Sergeant, if you feel like you can do better without me. I'll just stay here and keep my eyes peeled.
Yeah, and keep your mouth shut. What's going on? What are you doing?
I got the bandit. Grab his bag.
Are you out of your
Got him
mind?
and came out the door.
Shit! We didn't have somebody!
A stethoscope.
What did you expect to find, you idiot? I'm Dr. Ferguson of the VA. I was on my way to surgery.
A doctor?
Yeah, of course he's a doctor, Pyle. I'm sorry, sir. You see, he thought you were a fugitive.
Fugitive? You're the only ones who are fugitives around here. Now, let me tell you this. If I ever see either of you again, I'll have you committed for observation.
I know, Pyle, you're sorry. You're very sorry. Well, I don't have time. The processing officer just told me that 2 truckloads of recruits left earlier for the induction depot, and I'm going to try to catch them.
Well, you still hadn't heard it from me, Sergeant. I'm just as sorry as I can be.
Come on! Come on! Come on!
Look, Sergeant, up ahead, up ahead.
What's a big idea, Sergeant? Are you bucking for an
Hey,
accident?
this is an emergency. You Colonel Marines back there?
Well, yeah, but...
Yeah, then get them out, every one of them.
Oh, now listen,
Come on,
Sergeant.
that's an order. Never mind. Let's go.
And watch yourself, too. One of them might be a fugitive and try to make a break for it.
Sergeant, are you...
Just get them out of the truck.
Okay in there. Everybody out of the truck.
I'll make it on the double.
And that means you, John Smith, or whatever your name is.
All right, out here. What's a big idea?
That's what I was trying to tell you, Sergeant. It's a detachment of women Marines just back from assignment.
You satisfied?
I think he's already at the induction center, Sergeant. Is that what you're thinking?
No, Pyle, that's not what I was thinking.
Because if he is, Sergeant, I'll find him for you. I'll find him if he kills me.
That's what I was thinking.
All right. You have all passed your physicals. You are now ready to be sworn in.
Look, Sergeant, they're about to take their oath.
I know, Pyle, I know.
Let's see now, if I can just spot somebody with a black bag.
Forget the bags, Pyle. We've had enough of you and your black bags. Now just look for the crook.
Sergeant?
Yeah?
Look, there it is. There's the black bag.
Huh? Pyle, I told you.
And, Sergeant, the hat.
Well, that still doesn't mean that...
And the glasses, Sergeant, the dark glasses.
Huh?
And that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution, and that I will obey the orders of the...
Excuse me, sir.
Sergeant, what's the meaning of this? At ease, men. You. I want to see you in my office.
What's the matter, Captain?
In
What
the
have I
office.
done?
In the office. All right. Go ahead, Sergeant.
Well, if we can just check the bag, sir.
Well, sure.
It's empty, Sergeant.
Empty? It's empty, Pyle. There's nothing in it.
Now, if we can just get along with the induction.
But, Sergeant, I just know he's the criminal. I do. Why don't you admit... Look, Sergeant, the money. He had it.
You're right, Pyle. It's him. It's Private Smith.
All right. Sure enough, he is. Guess this is what you call a real honest-to-goodness shakedown, huh, Sergeant?
Yes, indeed. It was a job well done. And the fact that the holdup man is in custody and scheduled for sentencing is due directly to your alertness.
Well, thank you, sir. It was just a simple matter of tracking him down.
The only thing I regret, sir, is because of that crook, Sergeant Carter missed breaking the recruiting record.
Nevertheless, you did such a fine job during the time you were up there. We'd like you to take another crack at it.
You mean I'll be going back to Hollywood, sir?
Yes, for another week. Between the two of you, you should do very well.
The two of us, sir?
Yes, you and Pyle.
Pyle, sir? With me?
You work so well together. Headquarters wants to keep you as a team.
Well, isn't that wonderful? We're a team, Sergeant. Just think, we'll be in that booth together for a whole week. My.
Gomer Pyle, USMC. Starring Jim Neighbors as Gomer Pyle. Also starring Frank Sutton as Sergeant Carter.
Oh, now that's right, Eleanor. You've got the idea. Good. Fine. Oh, yes, lovely, Estelle. Be careful of your neck now. Fine. Gomer, your rug's going to be just lovely.
Thank you, Miss Whipple.
Now, I told you before, we're on a first-name basis here. And my name is Clarice.
I'm sorry, I forgot, Clarice.
That's better. You know, Gomer, when I see how beautifully you do this, it just proves to me that men can be just as good rug hookers as women.
Well, thank you, ma'am, but I've done this before. Grandma taught me how to hook rugs when I was just a little feller. Grandma Pyle used to always say, busy fingers, stay at home, hadn't got the time to roam.
Oh, that's so true.
Yeah, but she never could get Grandpa to try it. He was always roaming.
Is that so? Gomer, do you think perhaps some of your pals over at the Post might enjoy joining us some Sunday?
Well, golly, I really don't think so.
I don't see why not. Do you know that many top business executives do this as therapy? They find there's nothing better to help them unwind and soothe their nerves.
Well, I don't think the fellas at the base would... I hate to say this, but if they knew what I was doing, I think they'd just laugh.
Oh, really? Oh, that's too bad. Oh, my, look at the time. Well, it's time to wrap it up, girls. Almost 4 o'clock. Now, I'll see you all next Sunday, and don't forget to give Irma your quarter for the lemonade and cookies. Oh, let me help you, Estelle.
Hey, what about that guy in the sweater?
No, he's too short. Besides, he's not the right type.
Hey, there's a couple of guys.
Nah, they're not right either. Look, I keep telling you the kind of a guy I want. A hayseed, you know, right off the farm. Naive, innocent, you know.
What do you want a guy like that for, Mike?
Because of the contrast. Look, don't you understand? The thing that'll make this work is a guy that looks like he doesn't know what's going on. Hey, look.
Huh? Where? But he's a Marine.
So what?
Well, guy in uniform, you think you'll want to do this?
Well, we won't tell him exactly what we're going to do. Just leave him to me. Hey, Marine. How are you? My name's Mike Bender. This is my assistant, Wendell.
How are you, kid?
Well, fine. My name's Gomer Pyle.
No kidding. Oh, well, I'm pleased to meet you, Gomer. Look, my friend and I are taking some pictures down here for a layout. A picture story, you know what I mean?
Well, no, not exactly.
Well, you see, we want to show people doing something, so we take a series of pictures to illustrate it.
Oh, you mean like in National Geographic when they show people planting rice or washing clothes in the river?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Only our idea is to show people having fun in their leisure time.
Oh, well, that should really be good.
And we'd like to have a fellow just like you.
Yeah, a great, big, good-looking Marine.
Golly.
You see, we want to show how a Marine has fun on Sunday.
Well, I don't usually do very much on Sunday.
Well, that's all right. You see, we're just going to kind of pretend. It's what we call literary license. You know what I mean?
No.
Oh. I tell you what, don't you worry about it, because it's all good, clean fun. Now, Gomer, you don't object to a little good, clean fun, do you?
Oh, golly, no, I love it.
Well, that's all that matters. And besides that, Gomer, we're going to give you $20.
Oh, well, you don't have to do that.
Well, why not? If this idea is accepted, we can make a few bucks off of it. Why shouldn't you share in it, too?
Oh, well, I'll be glad to help you out if you like, but you don't have to give me anything for it.
I told you he was the right guy the minute I laid eyes on him.
Oh.
Now, just like you're catching a beach ball. You see, when the picture's finished, there'll be a beach ball in your hands.
There will? How can you do that?
Trick photography, Gomer. We can do a lot of things. You'd be surprised.
Hold it. That's right. Just like you're playing horsey. Hold it.
Well, shouldn't I have a rider?
Don't worry, you'll have a rider.
Now, hold it. All right, Gomer, just like you're playing leapfrog.
Sure seems funny playing leapfrog alone. You sure you fellas know what you're doing?
We do. Don't worry, Gomer. We do.
Hold it. All right, now in this one, you're a real happy Marine. You own the whole beach. Throw out your arms.
Are you sure this looks like I'm having fun?
Don't worry, it will when we finish with it.
Are you gonna put another ball in my hand?
Yeah, you'll be having a ball.
Okay, hold it. Perfect.
Well, that was wonderful, Gomer. We got some real good pictures, and you were great, really great.
Sure, Gomer. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, now, if you'll just sign this, everything will be all right.
Sign that?
Yeah.
Well, what's it for?
Oh, it's just a release, Gomer, to give us permission to use your pictures.
It's just one of those things that's required if a guy's picture is published.
Yeah, so people won't think we're taking advantage of it. Here,
Well,
sign.
I sure never would do that.
Yeah, that's good, Gomer. Now, here's your 20 bucks.
Oh, no, I really don't want that.
Well, come on, take it. You deserve it. Buy yourself a milkshake.
Well, I just really wouldn't feel right taking it.
We insist, Gomer. We insist. Now take it.
Well, thank you, fellers. I wish you a lot of luck with your pictures. Well, I guess I'll be going.
Yeah.
Thanks again, and I'll see you.
Yeah, so long, Gomer.
Goodbye, kid, and thanks a lot.
Yeah. Boy, we really got some great stuff.
Listen, what do you think he'll do when he sees those pictures?
What'll he do? Look, a guy like that doesn't even read our magazine. Besides, even if he does...
It came out pretty good.
Hey, get this. Terrific.
You're a genius, Mike.
What a face. You see, this guy makes the layout. You see what I mean? That innocent kisser and all those dolls. You know, there's a million beautiful dames, but a guy like this is hard to find. Oh, the boss is gonna love these. I bet he'll use them in the next issue. And you know something? I dreamed up a great title. Sunday is Fun Day.
Hey, Boyle. Huh? Huh?
Yeah, nice.
Here's what it says about her. She's an attorney.
She can handle any case of mine.
Yeah, mine too.
Hey, but Sarge, let's go get some breakfast. I'm starved.
Yeah, all right. Oh, boy. Look at this. Sunday is Fun Day. And a Marine, too. Some guys have all the luck. You know, when I look at a magazine like this, I begin to feel that life has been very unfair to me. I mean, all of these gorgeous dames in the world, and I never get to see any of them. And some stupid guy like this comes along and... Can't be. You just can't.
Hey, Gomer, look at this. Sunday is Fun Day. Now, there's a way to spend a Sunday, Gomer. Playing at the beach with a dozen beautiful chicks. Hey, the guy's a Marine, too.
A Marine?
Matter of fact, he looks something like you. A lot like you. Exactly like you. Gomer!
What?
This is you!
Why, never.
It is you, isn't it? Isn't it?
No, I mean, yes, but it wasn't like that.
I don't get it. What?
Well, I mean, I was there, but it was just me. They said they'd fix them up just to trust them not to worry. And this is what they did. What a mean trick. What a mean trick.
Gomer, how did you get into this? Did you know somebody or what?
You don't understand, do you? I didn't make those pictures with those girls.
I don't get it. You said this was you, didn't you?
Yeah, but those girls weren't there when I made the pictures.
Huh? Gomer, wait, where are you going?
To a phone. I'm gonna call those people up and give them a piece of my mind right now.
No. Wait, Gomer, wait. Listen, these girls, did you get their numbers? Listen, why don't you get in touch and we'll get a couple for a night, huh? Huh, Gomer? Huh?
Sorry, they're not here today.
Well, where are they? I want to talk to them right now.
Well, they're out the 3rd Street beach shooting pictures. Why? Who's this?
Well, this is Gomer Pyle, the Marine they tricked into being in your magazine this month. And I've got something I want to say to them. They're not going to get away with it. No, sirree. The 3rd Street beach, huh? Well, goodbye.
You know what I think? This is Pyle's double. You know, they say everybody has somebody that looks just like him. Somewhere in the world, this is the guy that looks like Pyle.
Marines? Another PFC in the Marine Corps that looks exactly like him? It's not possible. It's gotta be Pyle.
Yeah, but with these dames? These gorgeous, wild, wonderful-looking dames? Now, listen to what it says. Here are some fun girls cavorting on the beach with their Sunday companion, a playful young Marine. Their Sunday companion, Pyle?
I sure don't get it, but if it is Pyle...
Yeah, if it is Pyle, what?
Well, I've said it before. You never know what kind of a guy dames go for. You never know.
Oh, come on, Boyle. They're all kind of taste, but Pyle?
You never know. You just never know. I've seen good-looking dames out with monkeys.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Take me. I mean, I'm a good-looking guy, yet some dames don't see it. What's the matter?
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
Sergeant Carter?
Oh, Pyle.
I wonder if I could have my pass now.
Hey, you pass now? Why, it's only 10:15. You usually don't leave the base on Sunday until around 1.
I know, Sergeant, but I've got some urgent business to take care of, and I have to leave now.
Huh?
Could I have my pass now, please?
Well, yeah, I guess so, Pyle. Maybe I can give you a lift where you're going. I got the Jeep outside. I could take you.
No, thank you, Sergeant. I've got to see some people, and I prefer to see them alone.
Oh, alone, huh?
So could I have my pass now, please? I'd like to get started.
Yeah, well, there you are, Pyle. Have a good time.
Thank you, and bye, Sergeant Carter, Corporal Boyle.
Bye, Pyle.
What do you think, Boyle?
Well, those dames said he was their Sunday companion.
Let's get the Jeep. We're gonna follow him.
But you're sure you got a signed release from him, huh, Mike?
I told you, I got it. It's in my desk.
Well, if you got the release, okay. But he sure sounded hot over that phone.
Ah, forget it. What can he do to us?
What's up?
Oh, that Marine we used. You know, the cornball. He saw the magazine, called the office. He's all shook up.
Yeah, and he's on his way out here. That's why he came out to warn you.
Well, look, you go back to the office. Just leave him to me.
Let's just park right here. We'll see where he's going.
He's going toward the beach.
Now we'll look this way, that's it. Will you get out of there? Come on. Now, this is what I have. Hey, here he comes. What do we do?
Well, don't panic. Hey, girls, come here, will you? Look, you see this Marine down here coming up the beach? Huh? Yeah. Well, he's got a little beef with us, and he's kind of sore, you know what I mean? So I want you to kind of, you know, smooth him down. Take his mind off it. Be a little nice to him, you know? Go on, get him.
Where is he? Do you see him?
No, not yet. Oh.
What is it, Sarge?
I don't believe it.
Let me look. Oh, my gosh.
Do you believe it? Do you believe it?
Glasses don't lie. I guess Sunday is just fun day for Gomer.
I can't watch anymore. It tears me to pieces.
Well, why don't we go down there and ask for an introduction? I mean, Pyle's your boy, isn't he? No need to keep all that loveliness to himself.
No, Boyle. You know, sometimes you don't use your head. Look, if we went down there now, it's obvious we followed him, right? How else would we know he's here?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. We'll get in on it, all right, but we'll do it smooth and subtle, the Carter way.
The Pyleway doesn't look too bad from here.
Oh, come on, Boyle. Let's get out of here. If we stand around here looking, it'll drive us nuts.
All right, girls. All right, girls, let him go. Let him go. I'm sorry, Pyle, but we were just having a little fun.
Fun? Well, I want to tell you one thing, Mr. Bender. I don't appreciate your sense of humor, and I don't appreciate what you did with my pictures in your magazine. It was a mean, low-down trick.
Oh, now look, Pyle.
It was deceitful, that's what it was. Sham trickery, just plain out-and-out lying.
Now look, Pyle.
If you'd have told me what you were going to do with those pictures, I never would have consented, but you misled me.
Oh, take it easy, will you, Pyle? We thought you'd get a kick out of it. We knew you'd be surprised, but it was just a good-natured little joke.
Well, I don't consider it a joke. I was shocked when I saw those pictures. I don't think it was funny one bit, and that's what I came here to tell you. And there's one more thing. Here's your $20 back. It was forced on me through deceit and trickery, and I don't want anything to do with it.
Oh, come on now, Pyle.
I don't want any part of ill-gotten gains.
My, you've accomplished a lot today, Gomer.
Thank you, Miss Whipple.
Clarice, remember?
I'm sorry, Clarice.
That's better.
You know, you were right about this being relaxing, because when I got here this afternoon, I was terribly upset.
Oh, really, Gomer? Well, what was wrong?
Well, I'd rather not say. But you know one thing, Miss Clarice? There's a lot of deceit in this world, an awful lot. And that's one of the reasons I like coming here and hooking rugs. There's something honest about it.
You know, Gomer, in all my years, I have never heard that expressed better. Girls, did you hear what Gomer said? Oh, he expressed it beautifully.
You want to see me, Sergeant Carter?
That's right, Pyle. Come in, come in.
Did I do something wrong, Sergeant?
No, Pyle, you didn't do anything wrong. And that's just it. We don't just call a fella in when he's done something wrong. Sometimes we call him in when he's done something right.
You mean I did something wrong, Sergeant?
No, you did something right. That's why I called you in.
I did? Well, what did I do right, Sergeant Carter?
Well, your general attitude. You have got a terrific general attitude.
I have?
Absolutely. Whatever you do, you stick right with it. Right or wrong, you stick with it. And I like that, Pyle. I like that a lot.
Ollie, Sergeant, I think I'm gonna cry.
No, Pyle, don't do that. Just run along, and remember, it's not all negative here. We can be positive, too.
Thank you, Sergeant Carter. Thank you.
I don't understand you, Sarge. Why don't you just come out and ask him to introduce you to those dames?
Because that's not the way you handle a guy like Pyle. A guy like Pyle is delicate, like a butterfly. You gotta creep up on him in easy steps.
Yeah? And that was step one?
Right. And about 3 o'clock this afternoon, it'll be time for step 2. You like your ice cream, Pyle?
Mm-hmm. It's delicious.
Good, good. You can have another if you like.
Well, let me finish this one first, and then I'll see.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you why I'm doing this, Pyle. It's because I don't think it's enough to just tell a fella when he's doing well. I think you should reward him. And this is your reward. Eat, eat, eat.
This is sure a day I'll remember, Sergeant.
Yeah, well, I've enjoyed it, too. And you know something else, Pyle? You are good company. Maybe you and me should spend more time together.
Oh, I'd really like that, Sergeant.
You would? Well, how about next Sunday, for instance? We'll do anything you want, whatever you usually do on Sunday.
Sunday? Well, I can't. But I'm free tomorrow night.
No. Call it silly, but I really want to spend a Sunday with you, Pyle.
Well, I don't know, Sergeant. You see, there's this usual thing I do on Sunday, and, well, I just don't think you'd be interested.
Well, that's where you're wrong, Pyle. I would be interested. I would.
Would?
I'll level with you, Pyle. I know what you do on Sunday, and I know you've been keeping it a secret, and I don't blame you. Because a lot of them knuckleheads would ruin it for you. You're right to keep it to yourself.
Well, the only reason I kept it a secret, Sergeant, is because I thought the fellas would laugh.
Laugh? What would they laugh about?
Well, it is kind of embarrassing, all those girls, and I am the only feller.
Yeah, I know. It's wonderful. I mean, I think we should keep it that way. Just you, me, and all them girls.
Then you really are interested, Sergeant?
Interested? Of course I'm interested. Are you kidding?
Well, it is relaxing. Clarice keeps saying it's therapy.
Oh, it is. Clarice is right. Now, listen, where are you meeting this Sunday?
At Clarice's.
At Clarice's place? Waitress, bring another plate of ice cream for my friend here. Eat. Did I do it or did I do it?
What's up, Sarge?
I'm in, Boyle, I'm in. Pyle's gonna take me with him on Sunday.
Oh, yeah? How did you work that?
Just like I told you. I played him like a barracuda, and he went for the bait, hook, line, and sinker.
Oh, great. So you didn't forget little Chuck, did you? You got me in, too, didn't you?
Well, not yet. You gotta play it cool. Now, we can't rush down there in a gang, you know.
Oh, but Sarge...
Well, take it easy, Boyle. Take it easy. You'll get your chance just as soon as I'm in solid. Hey, you know where we're going Sunday? To Clarice's place. Doesn't that send chills up and down your back?
Why can't I go with you?
Oh, relax, boy. What's your rush? There's plenty of time. Hey, wait a minute. Clarice? You know what I think, Boyle? I think that's Clarice, the attorney.
Take me with you. Please take me with you.
Is this it, Pyle? Is this where Clarice lives?
That's right. 3rd floor, apartment 3G.
3G. G like in girls, huh? Hey, Pyle, look at that. Is she one of them, one of the group?
Well, she must be one of the new ones. We're getting new people all the time.
Come on, Pyle, I can't wait.
Well, this is it, Sergeant.
Wait a minute, Pyle, wait a minute.
What is it, Sergeant?
Do they know I'm coming, that you're bringing me?
Oh, yeah, I called Clarice, and she was just as happy as could be.
Good, good. One more thing. I know this is my first time, but I kind of operate better if I swing loose.
Huh?
I mean, don't stick too close to me. You see, I know my way around, so don't be looking over my shoulder too much. You get it, huh?
You mean you've done this before, Sergeant?
Many times, son. Many times.
Is that so? Gee, I didn't know you hooked drugs before.
Oh, Gomer! And you brought your friend, Sergeant Carter. How nice. These boys come in.
You didn't know I did what to rugs before?
Girls, will you stop anything for a moment, please? I want to introduce a new member of our group. This is Sergeant Carter, Gomer's friend. Now, I'm Clarice, and this is Marge, and Eleanor, and Louise, and Irma.
A rug hooking class. Boy, I'd have given anything to see that.
Knock it off, Boyle. It's not that funny.
It isn't? I think it's hilarious. Hey, you know what I ought to do? I ought to call it into the base newspaper. They'd get a kick out of that.
You do that, Boyle, and you'll get a kick out of it, too, only not in the same place. Oh, boy, that Pyle. I could kill him. I really could kill him.
Why? It's not his fault. You wanted to go with him on Sunday, and you went with him.
No. Pyle knew what I had in mind in the first place. He set a trap for me, and I walked right into it.
Oh, come on, Sarge. Pyle, he couldn't do a thing like that.
He couldn't? He did. Listen, he knew all about them pictures in that magazine, Sunday is Fun Day. When I told him I wanted to spend a Sunday with him, he had to know what I had in mind. Sure, he did that on purpose. There's a lot of malice in that guy, Boyle.
You can't be serious, Sarge. Now, say what you want about Pyle. That guy would do anything for you.
For me? You mean to me? He was out to get me, and he did. No, this was his nice, subtle way of giving me the shiv. After all this time, he finally figured out a way to get back at his sergeant.
Sergeant Carter, are you busy? Could I see you for a minute?
Why? What do you got behind your back, a rattlesnake?
Surprise, surprise, surprise. It's for you, Sergeant Carter. I've been working on it almost 3 months. Read what it says.
Semper Fidelis, especially to Sergeant Carter.
It's just a small token of my appreciation for you being the kind of sergeant you've been to me. It's just my way of saying thanks.
Yeah. Well, thanks. Thanks, Pyle.
Well, use it in good health, Sergeant. Well, bye. Bye, Corporal Boyle.
Well, what do you think of that, Sarge? If I were you, I'd feel pretty small. Sarge?
USMC. Starring Jim Neighbors as Gomer Pyle. Also starring Frank Sutton as Sergeant Carter.
Hold! Order! Hold! Right! Haste! Well, that was real sharp, men. Nice and crisp. I've seen better marches and protest parades. Lucky for you, I'm sick of looking at your faces or I cancel your weekend passes. But next Saturday, you better shape up. You read me? That's me! Pyle?
Hmm? Oh, did you say something to me, Sergeant?
Didn't you hear me, Pyle? I just dismissed the platoon.
Oh, I'm sure sorry, Sergeant. I wasn't paying any attention. I was listening to the band.
Huh?
The marching band. Don't you hear them? They're still out there on the parade ground. I'll tell you one thing, Sergeant. March music always has been my weakness. I remember when we were in grade school, they used to play the national emblem march on the phonograph, and all of us kids would join hands together and go marching off the place.
Pyle, okay, if you want to spend your weekend pass standing out here listening to bands, it's okay with me.
Thank you, Sergeant. Thank you. Just listen to those trumpets blaring. I tell you, that just covers me with goosebumps all over. Look there, Sergeant. Goosebumps. Look.
What's that?
I don't know. Music.
Probably some 8-ball left his transistor radio on in the barracks. Why don't you go turn it off, Boyle? I can't concentrate. I thought you were going to turn off that radio.
Oh, it's not a radio, Sarge. It's Pyle. He's playing the ukulele.
He's what? Well, why didn't you stop him? Make him quit.
Oh, he wasn't doing any harm, Sarge. He's off duty and all alone in there. I didn't have the heart.
Well, have the heart. Have the heart. Go back there and make him stop, or we'll never get anything done around here. He didn't have the heart.
Hello? Oh, hey, Corporal. I didn't hear you come in.
Pyle, the sergeant and I are trying to catch up on some paperwork. Try and hold it down, will you?
Oh, was I disturbing you? I'm sorry, Corporal. I'll quit.
Good. Oh, by the way, Pyle, you're not bad.
Well, thank you, Corporal. It's just something I picked up back home on TV, on the educational channel.
What is that?
Beats me. Sounds like some kind of static.
Well, go check it out, will you?
Right, Sarge.
Well, what is it?
It's Pyle again.
Pyle? What did he do, open up a peanut stand?
He's got one of those sweet potatoes. You know, an ocarina.
What? Well, why didn't you take it away from him? I know. He's on his own time, he's all alone, and you didn't have the heart.
Well, that's right.
Well, I got the heart. Just watch. Pyle!
Oh, hey, Sergeant. Golly, was I disturbing you again?
What is it, Pyle? What's with the concert this morning?
Oh, let me tell you about that, Sergeant. I sent away to Del Rio, Texas for a whole bunch of instruments, and I just got them yesterday. Cheap, too. Look here. I got myself a ukulele and a slide whistle and an ocarina and some bongos. Got the whole bunch of them for $7.95 and an autographed picture of Tex Ritter.
Is this it?
Yes, sir. Boy, didn't I get a bargain?
I'm confiscating it, Pyle. Do you understand that?
Huh?
confiscating. And you want to know why? Because this is a Marine base, not a conservatory of music. It's confiscated. When your enlistment in the Marine Corps is over, it will be returned to you. But till then...
It's confiscated.
Right.
Well, I sure am sorry, Sergeant. Since you're going to take all the instruments, you might as well take this autographed picture of Tex Ritter, too.
That's how much heart it takes. Now maybe we can get something done around here. Oh, Mr. Nice Guy. I suppose you would let him just go on blowing on that stupid thing, playing the ukulele, hitting them bongo drums?
That's not the point.
No? What's the point?
The point is a pile can be a knucklehead. I know that. And then one time you gotta get rid of some musical instruments, and another time you gotta get rid of something else that's annoying you.
Yeah, so what's the point?
Well, the point is it's not the things you want to get rid of. You want to get rid of Pyle.
What are you, some kind of psychiatrist?
You don't have to be a psychiatrist. It's simple.
Huh?
Well, face it, Sarge. You can take things away from Pyle because they bug you. But you won't be satisfied until you get rid of Pyle himself, right? Isn't that right?
You know something, boy? It's not just a matter of getting rid of Pyle. It's a matter of getting him properly placed in the Marine Corps. After all, I have his welfare at heart, and I just don't think he's properly placed here.
Yeah?
Yeah. I got an idea for Pyle, and you gave it to me.
What, exile?
It's just one chance and maybe 1,000, but it's worth a try.
Well, what are you gonna do?
It's a long shot, but like I said, it's worth a try.
Sergeant Carter, Corporal Boyle, was I disturbing you again?
No, Pyle, I just want to return something to you. Here, they're unconfiscated.
But I thought I was disturbing you.
No, you weren't disturbing me as much as I thought. In fact, when I got back to the office and started talking about how much you love music, I realized that maybe I acted a little hasty. Listen, Pyle, you do like music, huh?
Sergeant, music's part of my life.
I never knew that. I started thinking about you standing out there this morning listening to that band and the look on your face. If you like music that much, who am I to deprive you?
Golly, thank you, Sergeant.
Tell me this, Pyle. Do you know anything about music? Anything at all? And the way you handle that ukulele and that ocarina, you must have had some musical training.
Oh, I can read notes.
You can? You really can?
Uh-huh. You see, back home in Mayberry, I sang in the church choir for over a year, and even if I do say so myself, I pick up on instruments real easy like.
No kidding. That's very interesting, Pyle. You can read music. Now, listen, Pyle. Here's my next question. But think about it very carefully before you answer. Pyle, suppose, just suppose, you could play in the band right here on the base. Would you like that?
Me? In the band?
Uh-huh.
Golly, Sergeant, I can't imagine that in my wildest dreams.
Well, you never can tell about dreams, Pyle. Sometimes they come true. In the meantime, just play away.
But, Sergeant, won't I be disturbing you?
Oh, no. It'll be nice in the office, like having piped-in music.
The bongo drums, too?
The bongo drums, anything. Just play, Pyle, play.
Gomer Pyle, who's he?
I'll tell you who he is, Gilroy. Gomer Pyle is one of the most dedicated musicians I've ever met. His whole life is wrapped up in music. Right, Boyle?
Oh, yeah, he loves music, all right.
Oh, yeah? Cool it, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. What I don't get, Carter, is if he's so wild to be in the band, why didn't he put in for it in the first place?
I knew you were going to ask me that, Gilroy, and I'll tell you why. Because he's the kind of guy that likes to do first things first.
Huh?
He wanted to make good as an infantryman. And let me tell you, he's done that. Because whatever Pyle does, he does to perfection. Because that's the kind of person he is. Right, Boyle?
Oh, yeah, he's real dedicated.
If you, like him so much, how come you're willing to lose him?
I'll tell you how come. Because he's a kid who's done a good job for me. He's worked hard, conscientious. Now he wants to move on, and I want to help him. Let me tell you something, Gilroy. You take this Pyle under your wing, work with him, be patient, and I guarantee you'll end up with a hard-working, dedicated bandsman.
All right. He sounds fine, but there's no sense in talking about it now, because in another week, the band goes on tour.
On tour?
Yeah, we're gonna play bases all over the world. Our first stop is Iceland.
Iceland? You're going to Iceland?
That's right.
Frank, you gotta take him. Give this kid a chance. If you let a talent like this go to waste, it'll be a crime.
I don't see how...
Oh, come on, Frank. Let's face it. How many times have you had a pitch like this from a sergeant for one of his men, huh? At least talk to him. Give him a chance.
All right, bring him around. See what I can do.
Oh, thanks, Gilroy. Thanks. Believe me, you'll never regret it. Huh? Come on, boy. Let's give Pyle good news.
Oh, Carter, this protege of yours, what instrument does he play?
Instrument? What instrument do you need?
Well, I can always use...
He'll play it. He'll play it.
I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. He wants to see me? You mean there's really a chance of me being in the band?
I'd say there's a good chance.
Golly, how about that? There's just one problem, though. What'll I play? I know the band don't have an ocarina section.
Oh, well, that's true, Pyle. But like I told Gilroy, a musician like you can fit in anywhere. Anyway, you said you could pick up instruments real easy.
Well, yes, Sergeant, but with all his fine musicians...
Oh, don't worry about them. All you gotta do is convince Gilroy how dedicated you are, that you'll do anything to get in the band. Beg, plead with him. Tell him you'll turn pages or shine up the horns. Tell him how good you are at shining brass.
I will, Sergeant, I will. Why, being in that band would be the most wonderful thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah, it would be wonderful. Well, don't just stand there, Pyle. Get over there and talk to Gilroy. He's waiting for you.
Golly, Sergeant, I'm so overwhelmed with gratitude, I don't even know how to thank you.
Relax, Sarge. If he gets in, he gets in. There's nothing you can do about it.
But when Gilroy sees how dedicated he is, he'll find a spot for him, won't he? Don't you think, huh?
Oh, sure. And especially when he sees how anxious you are to get Pyle properly placed.
Oh, why don't you stop? The fact is, I do want to get him properly placed. And in the band, in Iceland, oh, what a proper place. What is that?
I don't know. Sounds like it's coming from the barracks.
Yeah. It's probably the plumbing again in the shower. They were supposed to fix it. Go check on it, will you?
You gotta see this for yourself, Vince.
It's not the plumbing?
There's your plumbing.
Pyle, don't tell me.
Hey, Sergeant.
You're in. You made the band?
Well, no, I'm not exactly in the band yet.
What do you mean you're not in the band yet, Pyle? What are you doing with that tuba? They don't issue those to everybody.
Well, you see, Sergeant Gilroy gave me this to practice on. He wants me to be a standby for his regular tuba player.
A standby, huh?
Uh-huh. He's gonna audition me Monday, and if I do real good, there's a chance of me really being in the band.
A real chance? You think you got a real chance, Pyle?
Well, Sergeant Gilroy was really encouraging. He said I had good lung power and the right-shaped lips.
Yeah, well, I always thought that. I never knew about the lungs, but I could tell your lips were the right shape.
Well, what happens next, Pyle?
Well, Sergeant Gilroy spent about 2 hours with me showing me how to hold the tuba and how to work the valves and everything. And after he finished, I could play it. I told you I picked up on the instruments real easy like.
No kidding.
Listen to this.
What's that?
Don't you recognize it? That's the Stars and Stripes Forever.
The Stars and Stripes Forever?
Uh-huh. You see, when I'm going... The rest of the band's going da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Hey, that's great, Pyle. Doesn't that sound good, Boyle?
Oh, yeah, there's no mistaking that. It's a tuba.
Thank you for the nice compliments, but alongside a professional tuba player, I'm just an amateur.
Oh, look, Pyle, it doesn't make any difference what you are. Just as long as you're good enough to get into the band. That's all any of us care about.
Well, with all your fine encouraging and compliments, how can I miss? All I got to do now is practice.
Yeah, Pyle, practice, practice. Let's not waste any time.
Sure I won't be disturbing you?
Oh, no, Pyle. Nothing you do from now on is gonna disturb you. Just practice. Keep practicing. Who is it? Come in.
Sarge. Sergeant Carter?
Yeah, what are you guys doing up at this hour?
Listen, Sarge, don't you hear it?
Hear what?
That honking. It's Pyle, Tubby the tuba. He's playing in the latrine.
So he's playing the tuba. What do you want from me?
Well, Sarge, it's Sunday morning, our only day to sleep. I tried to talk to him. He said you wanted him to practice.
That's right. He's trying out for the band, and he needs all the practice he can get.
But does he have to start in the middle of the night? The whole barracks is up.
Well, tomorrow's his big day to audition. He wants to be ready, and he's got his heart set on it.
Sarge, that honking, it sounds like a foghorn.
A foghorn? Is that any way to talk about a musician? What, are you jealous because he's got talent and you haven't? Let's show a little consideration.
Oh, but Sarge...
Oh, come on. It's time you guys were up anyway. It'll give you a chance to air out your mattresses. Well, move. Out! All right, ladies. Training schedule for today is as follows. We'll start with a run over the obstacle course, followed by machine gun and mortar practice, with the balance of the morning spent in hand-to-hand combat. Any questions? All right. The following men are excused from duty. Pyle. Turn, dismissed.
Sergeant Carter.
Yes, sir.
That noise coming from your barracks, what is that?
Well, sir, it's one of my men.
What's he doing?
Practicing, sir. That noise is a tuba. You see, sir, he's auditioning for the band this afternoon, and he's so anxious to make good, I thought if a few extra hours practice would make the difference.
That's very commendable, Sergeant, but that noise can be a little distracting, especially during duty hours. I suggest you find him another place to practice.
Another place?
A room with more privacy and plenty of insulation.
Yes, sir. I'm sure I'll be able to find something.
Nice going, Sarge. You really found him a great practice room. How are we gonna work?
It had to be. Where else could I take him?
I don't know, but can't we at least open up the window or a door to get some air in here?
No, they'll hear him.
Well, we hear him, and it's murder.
It's temporary, just temporary. Remember, today Camp Innocent, tomorrow Iceland.
Boy, if we can last.
He needs all the practice he can get. He's got to be ready by this afternoon.
Yeah.
It's temporary, just temporary. Sergeant Carter here. Oh, yes, sir, Lieutenant. Sir? You're over in the administration building and you can still hear him? Oh, yes, sir. We'll find another place for him. Right away, sir. Where?
Sergeant Carter? Sergeant Carter? Sergeant Carter? I've been practicing all afternoon, Sergeant. I think I'm about ready.
No, Pyle, you still got an hour yet before your audition. Keep practicing, keep practicing.
Okay, but I sure hope Sergeant Gilroy likes me.
Oh, he will, Pyle. You sound great, just great.
Well, here we are, Sergeant, right on time.
Yeah. Well, don't just sit there, Boyle. Help him with his tuba. Save his breath.
That's all right, Sergeant. If I'm going to be in the band, I got to do my own tuba carrying.
Now, before you go in, Pyle, is everything okay? Do you feel all right? You're not nervous?
No, Sergeant, I'm just fine, raring to go.
Good. I know how much this audition means to you. I mean, getting in the Marine band.
That's true, Sergeant, and if I make it...
No ifs. You're gonna make it. Remember, you're gonna. You gotta.
When I do make it, I'll owe it all to you because it was all your idea. I never will be able to thank you enough.
Well, don't worry about that, Pyle. I'll be thanked. Just knowing you're part of the band will be plenty of thanks.
Well, I guess I better get going.
Right. Hey, there's Sergeant Gilroy. Hi, Gilroy. We brought you tuba player.
Good.
How's he doing? Can we say he's officially in the band?
Looks good. Very good. Let's go, Pyle. We're due inside.
Right. See you later, Sergeant Carter.
Do you see that? Did you see that?
Yeah.
He's in, Boyle. He's in. Gilroy likes him.
It sure looks that way.
Gilroy likes him, and I love Gilroy.
Who would have believed it?
Yeah, oh. Well, come on. Let's start getting his transfer ready.
Here you are, Sarge. All finished.
Pyle's transfer. I never thought I'd live to see the day.
Just what you always wanted, huh? Carter?
Oh, hi, Gilroy. You're just in time. Here's Pyle's shot record, his quartermaster issue, and his personnel file.
Now, what's this all about?
It's his transfer. He's transferring to the band, ain't he? You want him, don't you?
Sure, I want him, Vince. Only he doesn't want us. That's what I came to tell you about.
Huh?
Yeah, at the last minute, he turned it down. Look, I don't get it. You come to me, you give me a big pitch about him, then I take him and he turns it down.
He turned it down?
Like you said, he's dedicated, all right. And the regular tuba player saw how hard Pyle was working. He thought he was going to be replaced. So then he started working, and I think he actually improved. So I shouldn't complain too much. Pyle did me some good. See you, Vince.
He turned it down. Did you hear? He turned it down.
I heard.
What happened? You try, you plan, and then everything falls apart. Why?
Sergeant Carter, guess what?
What, Pyle, what? I'd really like to know. I thought you said you wanted to join the band.
I did, Sergeant, but boy, am I lucky I found out.
Found out what, Pyle, what?
Well, you didn't know about it, Sergeant, but the band's going on world tour, leaving for Iceland. And I'd had to go with them, and that meant that we'd be separated. And you probably wouldn't have seen me for over a year. Boy, are we lucky I found out. Ain't we lucky, Sergeant? Ain't we?
Yeah, Pyle. We're lucky. Real lucky.
Well, that's that. Anything else we ought to do?
Yeah. Let's get started on the supply requisitions. If we finish up in time, maybe we can take in a movie in town.
Hey, that's a good idea. We could use some relaxation.
That's for sure.
Sarge, you don't think.
Don't think, just come on. What do you think you're doing?
Oh, hey, Sergeant, Corporal Boyle. Sergeant Gilroy gave me this to practice on. He wants me to be the standby drummer for whenever the band's on the bass, and I've been practicing. Guess what this is? You don't know? It's Semper Fidelis.
Semper Fidelis?
Uh-huh. You see, while I'm going, the rest of the band's going. Da, 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 da.